Hey peeps,
What's up, weirdos?
I got some strange news right off the bat. Nothing to do with tonight's live.
Shane found a third nipple.
I have been freezing cold in this room for the past 2 hours, dude. I've turned the thermostat up 5 degrees and can't get warm. So,
So, are you saying the shirt is not coming off tonight?
not right now, it ain't, dude. Literally, my hands hurt. They're so cold, and it says it's 75 degrees in here.
You could cut
Yeah,
glass, huh?
yeah. I don't know if I'm a little concerned. I probably need to call my heart doctor again. It may be a circulation issue. And when all of this happened, um, what was it? I don't remember what day it was now, guys. I apologize. The day I opened the box and found that my knife wasn't in it, um, my chest immediately started hurting, and it took me an hour to calm down and get the pressure in my chest to go away where I could breathe normal again. So apparently, I need to go back to the heart doctor. But on the other hand, none of this shit was necessary. John, where do you go?
There we go. I was switching sides. It was
Oh,
Lacey said it was fucking her up, so I switched sides with you.
oh, I hadn't even turned the comments on, dude. I didn't think about it. So yeah, and I'll also be honest, I didn't sleep at all last night. Dopey can vouch. We were up till 5:30.
Cuddling.
I think Lacey and I talked at, I don't know, 3:30, 4 o'clock, sometime around there my time. But I had no idea that so many people were going to message me, um, and three of them I don't have permission to even talk about or say their names. I had no idea that this was coming. I thought this was just a miscommunication between he and I, and he handled it really, really poorly. I do want to come out and say this, guys, and y'all can laugh at me. Um, you can say I'm being too soft if you want. In the beginning, and even up until right now, I still don't believe that that Truby set out to scam me. I feel like Truby, if you've ever had conversations with him, you'll know what I'm talking about. I feel like he is delusional in his thought process to the point that there's some mental health issues there. And he is so caught up in making this game he was trying to play work that he didn't pay attention to anything anybody said. Because in every situation I've talked to people about it, he just flat out did not listen to them. And I think that's what got him in this situation. However, it could have easily been prevented just by stopping and saying, whoa, tell me what you want me to know. Tell me what the problem is, and I'll do the right thing. That never happened. So, um, just for the record, no, I'm not saying that I believe he purposely set up this elaborate scam. Um, but I do feel like he's a little bit fucking crazy. And he was so excited about making money off of the knife community by being the knife community's go-to for graphics and shirts and stickers and whatnot, that he let that cloud his judgment to a point that he did some people wrong and he made some people really uncomfortable. Um, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what all I am allowed to talk about from different people, but let's throw Lacey's comment up here for a second. I want to stop and read that because Lacey's part of this, guys. I agree, saying how he explained his process to me when I simply asked what he charges. There's your first mistake. You asked what the charge was. That's where it all goes fucking crazy. That no sane person would do that. Now he pushed something on me I didn't ask for. To elaborate on this, guys, he made Lacey a logo, a channel logo that she did not ask for. And then when she says pushed it on her, I know exactly what she's talking about. He started in with this hype train about how excited he was and how awesome his logo that he made her was and how it was going to benefit her channel. He started this whole Kirby vacuum salesman type speech and got her caught up. He doesn't give you a chance to say no. He doesn't give you a chance to tell him to fuck off. So in the end, she ends up with a logo with the wrong channel name on it. He makes her a logo for Cutting Lace EDC. And when she informs him that her channel name is EDC and Lace, his answer is smiley face, change your channel name, which is pretty fucking disrespectful. And then proceeds to let Lacey know what she owes him. And that same situation, not the wrong channel name, but the proceeding to let people know what they owe him for something that they never agreed to, happened to more than one person. It happened to several people. And in all honesty, he may not even be aware that he made these people this uncomfortable. I really feel like it is a mental defect to the point of, I didn't use the word delusional lightly. I really think he believes he's okay. And that makes me worry for him. It takes away a little bit of the hatred that I probably should feel. But I do believe that the guy is delusional and highly motivated to make money off of the community. And he put that ahead of doing what he was supposed to do and doing the right things. Now, update. He finally messaged me today. Now, I received the messages from him after he messaged said Stevie. Hang on, let me just pull it up because I don't want to confuse it. I apologize. Stevie messaged him originally, so let's get to that. I felt like Stevie was very respectful, blah, blah, blah. But Stevie messaged him to kind of let him know. Well, you'll see in 1 second. I should have been more prepared. I'm sorry. Stevie, I'm assuming this was okay for us to share. Are you here? I didn't get the vibe at all that you minded.
I don't think he's here, but
yeah. So if I'm messing up by making this public, Stevie, I apologize. You know I don't mean anything by it, but this is what Stevie said to Drew. With everything that has come out over the past week, I don't feel comfortable moving forward and being part of the Knife Community Shirt Project that we spoke about. It's too bad it came to this. Hope you're able to work things out with all these people. I wish you well, Truby. That was Stevie's message to him. Truby answered, what people and where, Stevie? Will you talk to me, please? This is crazy. And Stevie said, are you saying you haven't heard from Shane, seen his video, or read all the comments? Nothing past that. So in this thread, he's claiming he knows nothing about what's going on. However, when he messaged me shortly after that, I'm assuming he went and watched the video. I could be wrong. But when he messaged me shortly after that, right off the bat, he let me know that, in all honesty, I haven't read any of your messages until just now. So that makes all of it at that moment. Keep that in mind. Later on in the message, he said that he refused to reciprocate my anger. If he hadn't watched the video and he hadn't read any of my messages, what anger is he talking about? How would he know there's any anger involved? If he's claiming that just this morning he finally turned on his internet and found out about any of this, then what anger is he talking about? It's once again proof that he's messaging all these different people, telling them different things to try to defend what he's done. Now, there again, guys, the question here lies, what did he do? What did he actually do? because he also sent me a tracking order from my Mannix. Says it'll be here Monday. It very well could. But why would he send me my Mannix? Why would he have sent me my Mannix on Thursday when he had sent me this? How much sense does this make? He's making it look like he did everything he was supposed to do, yet he sent me the Mannix and the $80 and told Bearded Doom that the $80 was half payment for my knife and he was going to send the other half after I was mad about it. Just trust me, I firmly believe this is all he ever planned to pay. And now he's also saying that my mods and said Stevie's t-shirt are boxed up and awaiting shipment, but he's got to wait till payday to be able to cover the shipping. I don't know about you guys, but I hope y'all don't receive those shirts. I don't know what you would do with them. I don't know. I don't give a shit about those shirts. I would much rather, in all honesty, I'd much rather take this and order you some decent shirts, because I know what he's planning to mail you has the vinyl decals on them. He also told Dopey that the original agreement was for vinyl decals, and that's not true. But anyway, so it just gets weirder and weirder. He has been very polite and messaged me today and apologized for not handling it the way that he should have. Yeah, baby, he told Bearded Doom he was going to bill me for the shirts. He sure did.
How much were those going to cost you?
If you hold any faith in Bearded Doom's honesty, which I do, Bearded Doom and Dopey was there and heard him say it, that he was going to bill me for the shirts. So, none of it makes sense. None of his excuses, none of his apologies, none of any of the things he's trying to say he didn't do wrong make any sense at this point. Because once I messaged him and I said, hang on, I'll show you what stopped the thread message of the thread of messages. Once I sent him this, it all shut down. Again, he's jumping back and forth from text to Instagram to make it even more confusing, so I apologize. I said, why did you tell Dopey there was no expectations to ship the XL? You agreed to the trade and then even asked if you could delay shipping so you could cut with it. I have proof of that. I have records of all that. I understand you're scrambling to make excuses, but know this. We are all sharing messages and comparing at this point. And that's where it kind of ended. I'm sure he's in the chat right now, watching and listening, because you can see the bubbles where he's typing right now. So he's hearing everything being said and scrambling to come up with answers, and it's all right there. I don't care to read that because I don't care at this point. I don't know what to believe or if I can believe anything. So I ask you guys for your opinions on it by just showing you the facts, in text, the stuff that I had. If even a third of you had disagreed with me, I would have reconsidered this. But I haven't run across. I've run across one negative comment from a gentleman by the name of Timothy Becker, and it was only semi-negative, in which he let me know that it was my fault for just trusting somebody in the community anyway, so it's all on me. I can somewhat agree with that.
Well, you got one negative comment, but you haven't got any comments in the positive going his way. So
no, and nobody that dealt with him was comfortable in the end. So let's assume this. Let's assume the guy is not a scam, he's not a liar, and he's not a thief. Let's just assume he bit off a little more than he can chew trying to start a business within our community. Let's just assume that and give him the benefit of the doubt. How did he handle that? He hasn't handled it well for anybody. He left Lacey in a state of constant anxiety trying to figure out whether she owes this guy money or a knife or not. He left Alicord in the same situation. Luckily, she never paid him. And upon it taking him way too long, because keep in mind, guys, this all goes back to November. Y'all saw that, the timestamps. She got tired of waiting and just used the art and had it made somewhere else. But she felt like she still owed him for the art and was going to pay him. And so far at this point, I don't believe she plans to still do that. So, Bama Ninja's got the perfect answer. It's just this distraction for Eli to catch you slipping. Eli set all this up.
He's a devious little bastard. Well, I personally don't have any proof or experience with this dude. It's all anecdotal.
Well, like I was saying, John, I may have to eat crow, or I won't say I'm going to eat crow. I know I saw what I saw because I stopped and studied it to make sure I was correct. But he's claiming he still has the Mannix XL. He sent a picture of it. We talked about that. That was before the live started, correct?
Yeah, which it doesn't matter because, I mean, you literally said you didn't want to sell it.
No, I said I didn't want to sell my knife.
Right.
He sent a picture of the Mannix XL right there. He's claiming that's the Mannix XL, and it's got today's date and time written beneath it. Now, for a graphic designer, I don't know how hard that would be to fake. I don't know. I'm not saying it is fake, but if he has the knife in his possession still, after I said I saw it in someone else's possession on Instagram, I can't explain that. I guess throw that out if you feel like it. If he can post a video showing it or something a little better evidence than that he has it in his possession, I'll drop that because I can't explain why he would still have it. And
the fact that he still has it doesn't matter. I mean, all it does is proves that you were wrong thinking you saw it. Right. It doesn't change anything about the situation.
Right. Yeah. There's Lacey adding incorrect. If I would have paid him when I said, can you put the correct name on the logo? And he told me I can just change my YouTube name. That's not just frustrating, Lacey. That's disrespectful. That shows I'm not a psychiatrist, so I don't want to label, but I get hints of narcissism. I get hints of a lot of things. That just shows how delusional he is that he thought that was even okay to say to you. Now, I understand he added a smiley face to that. It's not funny, but, there are just a lot of people caught up in this. There's another video coming from, is it Blades and EDC or EDC and Blades?
EDC and Blades.
Yeah. I haven't seen that yet. I don't know what his interaction was, but I know his interaction from Allie. He was trying to get a Demco AD20 out of her, a $450 knife. Lacey, when he started talking to Lacey about it, and she asked about the cost, his answer was minimal knife. Those two exact words, minimal knife.
What does that mean?
I don't know. So once he made the logo, the incorrect logo, and sent it to her, he let her know that she owed him a Finch, DLK, and some other initials. So that means, and nervous face. Okay, so that means that he wasn't asking for a knife that Lacey may have that she would be willing to trade. He was asking her to purchase a specific knife and send to him. Now, I know you guys have got tons of other conversations going on in the chat, but I'd really appreciate if y'all would take a moment to let me know, does any of this make sense? Does any of this change anything? Is any of this an excuse? Okay, Pretty Fly is popping some stuff up, and I'm lost in it. Apparently, he told me $110 range knives.
I think he said he was saying he hit him up for making him a logo too.
Yeah. Well, he also he hit everybody up. He hit Neves Knives up and let Neves Knives. Well, his story to me was he messaged Neves Knives and let them know that their logo was horrible, and he'd be glad to make them a nice one. What he didn't know was if he sent that on Instagram, that means that Kara received it, because if you message Neves Knives on Instagram, odds are it's Kara. And Kara designed that logo. So that's pretty fucking disrespectful. But once I talked to Kara Neves at 5 a.m. this morning, that never even happened. So he lied about that. She went back and looked at every message they ever shared. And his only message was, and many of you guys won't know what's going on here because none of you know about it all. None of you guys know about this yet. He was trying to put together this charity monthly shirt program where you sign up and you get a different creator's t-shirt each month. So like if it was my month, it'd have a big edgy American screen print on the front and small screen prints of all the other channels involved on the back, which sound like something, some people might be interested in. If I had extra money, I might be interested in that. I'd like to have, a closet full of, with, Stevie's shirt, Maddie's shirt, Blades and Fades' shirt, and Neve's shirt. That would have been a cool idea, but then it dove off into this $35 a shirt, and X amount of funds were going to be put on a gift card, and that gift card was going to be given to the channel that was on the front that month to DSKFS, and fucked if I know. None of it made any sense to anybody. Everybody that was involved said, well, I might be interested later on, but I really want to see how this progresses. I don't know if he had Zach's permission to use DSKFS. I know it's not copyright or anything. Yeah, it was a good thing, Casey. It would have been a waste of part of your life. But I know Stevie mentioned it to him that nobody in this community would agree to have anything to do with anything with DSKFS on it if Zach didn't approve. He said he got Zach's approval. Zach, is that true? Did he get your approval? But even if he did, I really feel like he was using the whole concept of DSKFS to legitimize whatever in the fuck it was he was trying to do. Because, well, he quit typing. So I guess he heard me talking. You guys saw him typing, though, right? You saw the bubbles?
Yeah. Well, and regardless of, basically, it just seems like everything, his 100% motive was self-gain. So.
Absolutely. And guys, there's nothing wrong with self-gain. I want to see EDC Roundtable make money. I want to see Alicord make money. I don't have any issue at all with that. They're makers who are benefiting the community without making money. So in turn for that, I would like to see them make money. And in all honesty, when he spoke about wanting to join EDC Roundtable, I thought, well, that would be kind of cool if EDC Roundtable had his services and so everybody in the knife community would have one place to go, to get graphics done, to get, make their channel a little more professional, to get t-shirts done. I thought that would be a great idea if it were a reputable person.
Yeah.
And they felt the same way. And I'm just going to stop there. I'm not going to speak on the EDC Roundtable situation. That's more for Stevie to divulge, because I might say something wrong and that'd be disrespectful. So I'm going to leave that alone. Yeah.
Well, I mean, bottom line is, regardless of how little or much self-gain he went at it with in a crooked manner.
It certainly feels like that. And like I said, I'm not going to go on record of saying that this guy, set out to scam me or anybody else. But I feel like his business practices aren't ethical enough for this community, and any of his business practices, whether it be how he approach you about a product, how he pressure you into said product, how he delivers said product, any of that. I wanted to read that. I'm sorry, John. He tried to get me to agree to it and wanted me to donate art without telling what the hell. Yeah, he never wants to explain exactly what anything is. That's what makes it so confusing. And that's what keeps you somewhat engaged because I think he hints and lets you assume at things, maybe letting you think that they're legitimate. But for those of you who saw the video and saw the shirt, I mean, would you pay? Would you have paid for that?
I mean, maybe like $5.
Yeah. Yeah, as Stevie said, it was all just talks. I was going to hit on why you decided not to, Stevie, but that's not my place. I only wanted to hit on it to show this pattern of behavior.
Well, and a big question that I have is like this whole project, this DFKFS project, whatever. Apparently, I was involved with it, and I've never even spoken to him about it.
Whoa, wait a minute. I know Super Still Steve has been on this because he messaged me today asking if he was from Nebraska, but I hadn't heard anything else. He has a habit of making money through donations. He had a Kickstarter back in 2017 for comic books he drew. Yeah, I don't doubt that at all. He's claimed that he had comics go viral, but at no point has he ever. I would be showing you guys that if I had a comic that went viral before I came into the knife community. I've told you guys every embarrassing. Well, not every one. I got more. I've told you guys plenty of embarrassing stories, but if I had something to brag about, I'd be showing that too. So yeah, that's that's very interesting, Steve. I was wondering why you asked me that. Steve messaged me earlier and just asked me if he was from Nebraska. I didn't know you'd watched the video yet, Steve. So,
Investigative reporter, Super Still Steve.
Well, Steve's been in this longer than I have.
He's fun. He can dig up some information, dude.
Yeah, Steve was kind of my mentor into looking out for people like this, and then my first experience with it, it was a team effort. I think I got a lot of credit for it because my brother John here wasn't around, but a lot of the investigating into Tim Morgan was done by John. So he deserves as much credit for that as I do. Now I'm the one that made it public, but yeah, thank you guys. 3 months this has been on my chest, and we still had this not had happened. Yeah, for you guys who have channels and have had this experience, you don't have to blow it up. You don't have to exaggerate it or make it any worse than it is. But I would love to see videos just on your experience, even if it was just an awkward interaction, because it just shows what and who we're dealing with. And yeah, Joe Isabella, exactly. It's actually a fairly nice quality T-shirt. It's way better than what you get off Teespring. So the shirt quality is there, which I'm sure he probably snatched from the screen print shop he works at. Be curious to know if his boss knows that. But anyway, it's just the print. And I told you guys I'd have to dig for it because he told Dopey that that a vinyl decal was what was agreed upon. I know for a fact that there's a thing here where he's telling me why he sent the. For you guys who are always in my lives, you remember over a month ago I showed off my channel shirt that came from Truby, and it was vinyl, and I was okay with that because it was just a little 2-inch patch on my chest. I only wanted it to be able to wear on my live streams before I realized that you guys, for the most part, didn't want me wearing a shirt at all. So I dropped that. But I know I have a message from him here explaining that it's not a money situation. So it doesn't affect the trade. It merely was a time constraint of getting shirts screen printed. So to fill that void, he sent me the vinyl decal shirt. But the incoming shirts for my mods were all supposed to be screen printed. But he changed that in his mind. It'd take me forever to find it. If you don't trust me, hit me up on IG. I'll post it later. But What was that, Maddie? What did Maddie say? I woke up to 13 messages from Truby asking me about plans for Mental Health Mondays to draw his dudes on there. Speaking of dudes, whatever you call them, I've got one.
I think they're called droodles.
Yeah, there was one in my box, which made me believe my knife was in the box because of the weight. But he had mentioned that my stuff was coming and there was some extra in there. So I'm assuming the droodles was the extra. I don't know what the fuck I did with it. It's a painted rock. You know? So I've got a droodles. Yeah,
So
let me read something else to y'all. I want y'all to read after 4 days of no communication, me posting a video, people messaging him, letting him know how upset they are. I want you guys to hear what I received. Now, keep in mind, at this point, there's no way he doesn't know how upset I am. Everybody in the community knows how upset I am. This morning, today, I received this. I'm going to read it to you.
There's some good points in the chat, man. You got a free Thomas Jefferson shirt.
I did get a free Thomas Jefferson shirt.
What are you bitching
now I have
about,
the same Thomas Jefferson shirt that Big Red EDC has, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, you should be grateful.
Yeah, that's not what I traded for. So this is what this guy that's been accused of pretty much theft and scamming and being dishonest. If you were accused of all that, think about how you would respond, and now listen to how he responded. I want you to know the sequence of events of the last few days so you understand the delay in response. I will address the other statements you've made in order the best I can. Wednesday, I tried calling you. That is true. He did try calling me after reading a message from me saying, I don't want to talk to you on the phone. I want you to text me and tell me what's going on, because I wanted printed proof. He didn't want to do that, but that's true. He did try to call me. Wednesday, I tried to call you. Then I heard from Doom. I was getting ready for the funeral, had to gas up and get dressed. I boxed up the knife, but didn't have time to wait in post office line. I didn't get home until 10:30. Thursday, I did the Oops show and went straight to the ship and did the shop he works at. He calls it the ship, and didn't get home till 11 p.m. The knife was sent from the ship Thursday afternoon. Keep that in mind. He's saying he mailed that knife from work Thursday. That's possible, entirely possible. But if he did that, why can't he mail every fucking thing else from work instead of making me wait, months on it? So Friday, I worked 7:30 to 4, donated plasma, and passed out when I got home around 8. Saturday, I had an unexpected day connecting with an autistic neighbor drawing droodles. He went from meltdown to conversation in one day. It was amazing. I met him a year ago, and we finally had a breakthrough. It's the best thing I do with my life, hands down. I had a very full, draining week, mentally and physically. This was the third death in my family generation since 2019. All the guys I hung out with at family gatherings are gone. I admit I bottled up the emotions to make it said slideshow. I'm assuming he meant the Oops show. Speak at the funeral and be a pallbearer for my cousin because Thursday and Friday were looming. I don't know what that means. I had to pick up slack for missing Wednesday, and our printer was scheduled off Thursday and Friday. Okay. Point being, I had to have sustained focus, endurance, and positivity to get these orders done. I had to lead by example, and I didn't focus on anything else, including you sitting at home wondering where the fuck your shit is and why I sent you an $80 money order. I didn't focus on any of that. Not getting back to you obviously made things worse. Well, no shit. But I wasn't going to reciprocate your anger. Now, John and I talked about this. He wasn't going to reciprocate my anger. If he claimed that he had not read any of my messages until today, had not seen my video, had not read any of the comments, how did he know there was any anger? What anger is he speaking of? Well, it's because that's just another dishonest statement that he made in the midst of making excuses for himself. Honestly, here it is. Honestly, I didn't check your messages until just now. You didn't check my messages until, what time was this? 14 hours ago. You didn't check my messages until 14 hours ago, so you had no way of knowing that I was angry. You said Stevie that you didn't know anything about any of this. You hadn't watched any video or heard any comments. So I didn't have an appropriate time to respond properly. You had days. I thought the Doom talk would cool things off. I was wrong. What he's talking about there is that Doom did speak with him about my knife. I told Doom not to speak with him about the shirts because I didn't give a fuck about the shirts anymore. I just wanted to know what the deal with my knife was. Doom told him that I didn't want to talk on the phone, that he would have to text me. He refused to do that. Doom, in turn, sent me a message because this has nothing to do with him. He had no idea this was going on. Sent me a message, a group message between Doom, myself, and Truby, letting us know that at this moment he was just going to have to remove us from his life until this was settled. You know, he couldn't be part of it, and I don't blame him. All right, to move on. Something in the habit of doing something I'm in the habit of doing is taking notes, especially with dealing with this many people. I can't remember everything, and I don't want things to slip through the cracks. The only cracks that are to slip through are the ones that you create, Drew. I will show you the note cards when I'm done. And there is a picture of a note card that he probably wrote this morning. If you want to pause it and read any of that. But I haven't even really read all of it, in all honesty. There's two note cards. On the bottom one, it actually has mine, Patina's, Said Stevie's, and Kyle Coonley's shirt sizes. And I sent him the addresses. None of that has ever been delivered. And did you notice where it says 4 shirts, and then beneath it it says couple shirts okay? I don't know what that means, but I have received a total of 4 shirts. That's the honest truth. I received the piece of shit that I showed in the video yesterday. I received a Thomas Jefferson t-shirt, which has nothing to do with my channel or the trade we make. I received a gray shirt with a vinyl decal on the chest that I didn't ask for. And that's it. So now he's claiming that the other 3 shirts, which are also vinyl, that he's supposed to ship out to my mods, are waiting on him to get paid. In all honesty, I don't see any reason for him to mail them. I wouldn't expect those guys to wear those shirts.
Well, I think we're ignoring the main, what we should be focusing on. That's the Thomas Jefferson shirt. That thing's just badass.
Like the main thing we should be concentrating on is that I told him twice I didn't want to sell my knife, and he mailed me a for $80. This is the thing, guys. I've told a few of you this. If he had, whether it was true or not, even if it was a lie, he had said, "Hey, man, I've misplaced your knife. I can't find it." I would have let him PayPal me $10 a week to pay for it. I would have never said a word. None of you would have ever known about it. Yeah. What Steve said, you would have thought a shirt could hurt your ears. Yeah, who would have thought a shirt could hurt your ears? He said that it needs to, what was it he told Dopey? That shirt needed to relax. You're damn right it needs to relax. I guess he's saying that if I crunch it enough.
It's like when you cook meat, you just got to rest for a minute or two.
Yeah.
Yeah, Justin, he's gonna show them shirts off.
I haven't been reading anybody's comments hardly, buddy. I'll go back and see if I can find what you're trying to say. Here's one. Let's check this one out. I'm a recovering addict. Nobody pulling some bullshit like that past me. I've had several people claim they think he's an addict. That's the only thing that explains this behavior, but I don't know. You've been far too kind that he's taken full advantage and mistaking it for weakness. Come on, Shane. You're right. I know. I only said that, and I'm still saying it, just in defense of, there is a chance I received the antics on Monday. There's a chance that he comes up with a convincing enough story. It looks like there's a chance he may actually still have the Mannix XL, or have gotten it back, or Photoshop created. I don't know. I can't explain some of it. So that's why I said I'm not going to come out and say he set out to scam. I do partially believe that, though. I do partially believe that he meant well. He just got dollar signs and possibly some popularity in his eyes, and it blinded him, and he quit doing the right thing. BBR's in here right now, guys. He made BBR logo and sent him some stickers and a shirt and never charged him anything. But no offense, BBR, but I'm going to tell you why that happened. One of two things. Either he was just trying to build some trust within the community, or he thought you were somebody that he could profit from. And when he realized your financial situation and realized that you had nothing for him to take, he just left it alone. So I see our brother Scab is in the building right now, guys. Hats off to old Scab. Did y'all see Scab in Jared Nee's new video? Jared did a video about the 5 most dangerous knives in the world, and the Bowie knife was one of them. And nearly that whole segment was old Scab chopping and stabbing shit with a Bowie knife. I thought that was cool as hell. So hats off to you, Scab. I hadn't even talked to Scab about this situation. Guys, I tried to keep. You saw how long this went on. I tried to keep this from coming to a head. For those of you who watched the video, you saw where I gave him the little warning speech, letting him know, hey, man, I'm not mad, but this isn't cool, and other people would have been. Who else would have done that? Who in here? Raise hands right now. Let me put a 1 in the chat if you would have been that understanding and forgiven him and just been okay with getting your knife back.
What if we put a 2 in the chat? What's that mean?
No, I want a 1 in the chat.
I'm putting 2 for no.
Okay, put a 1 in the chat if you would have been that understanding, especially understanding enough to send him a message letting him know you weren't mad. I'm not seeing. Yeah, John, they're following your lead. 2, 3, yeah. Yeah.
37. What about 42?
Is 37 ever going to go away?
Nope.
Yeah. Fuck rule number 9. The number 37 has officially become the representative number of the knife community. For those of you who don't know what the number 37 means, you missed. What made that night so funny was JB's frustration. Because he doesn't get frustrated, but he was legit frustrated and trying not to show it. And that made it, if you know JB, that made it so hilarious, man, how hard he was fighting it. Yeah. So, yeah, apparently I am a pushover because nobody else said they would have done that. But keep in mind, too, guys, that I was also trying to maintain the previous deal I had done with him because I hadn't been paid yet. So I didn't want to ruffle too many feathers. But, I mean, I wasn't dishonest. Everything I told him was true. But, there was some self-preservation involved in that as well. So it is what it is.
Yes, ENG.
Yeah.
Just put in 37, you'll win the Mannix.
Yeah. I even thought about that, too. I thought about doing a giveaway one night when all this is settled and giving away the money order. Because it's useless. You can't cash it because it's in my name. But I did think about it. But just for the record, if my Mannix gets here Monday, I'm going to mail this back to him. I don't know if he can get his money back for it or not, but I'm going to mail it back to him. It's not mine. I don't want his money. I don't even want the shirts that he owes me at this point. Is what it is. Do you guys want me to give the shirt away at some point?
The Thomas Jefferson shirt. You got to give that one away.
Do y'all want to see the Thomas Jefferson shirt?
We do.
All right, I have to go find it right quick.
We want to. You wore it, didn't you?
No, in a fit of rage, I kind of threw all this shit somewhere. Hang on, I'll grab the Thomas Jefferson shirt.
In a damn fit of rage.
You've seen the crunchy, noisy shirt, so let me grab the Thomas Jefferson.
We need to see the Thomas Jefferson shirt.
Did y'all see my underwear when I got it?
No, we weren't looking.
You know you want
to. No, we don't.
Yes, you do, John.
We don't want to see your underwear.
John, you act like that. But we know the truth.
Dude, you're not supposed to bust me out live. What I tell you is in private is supposed to stay private.
Right. So, we all know by now what the trade was for. It was for channel shirts. But one of the shirts I got was this, which
Dude,
almost felt like a slap in the face because of the saying beneath it. Crap, that's due tomorrow. Considering I've been waiting 6 months on my merchandise, I
well,
get this slap in the face instead.
that kind of makes it make sense. He sent that shirt ironically.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's beautiful, dude.
So
That's a gorgeous shirt.
I'm not here to tell you guys to hate Truby or get y'all to pick sides or any of that. I'm just sharing my experience so that you know if you do business with him in the future. I haven't had a single person reach out to me because saying that they had a positive. Well, I'm sorry. I guess G-Ball had somewhat a positive experience.
And BBR.
Yeah. Yeah, BBR had a positive experience. No. G-Ball didn't either. G-Ball backed out and got Gary to make his logo. That's right. My bad.
That's what the hell I asked.
Yeah.
Why? Why did he send you that shirt?
The only thing I can figure is because, my channel name's AG American, and it's, I guess.
And Thomas Jefferson is American?
Patriotic. I don't know. But like I said, he's just that. I know it's disrespectful to try to label people with mental health issues if you're not a doctor and you don't understand them, but there's something going on there. And I thought it was really odd that OCD brought that up today. He brought up, without knowing any of this story, he brought up how the weirdos in the Pacific Northwest and the second place in the country that is full of weirdos is Nebraska. I thought, well, that makes sense because that's where he's from. So, yeah.
So what are you saying? There's one of those Pacific Northwesterners right there. Those weirdos.
Well, that's also Justin's best friend. So I'm assuming he meant there's just a large number of them up there, but not everybody. Boy, I'm glad you got that. Leave that up. He pitched the whole thing to me on a phone call and sent me logos. Told me I would like to see the details once he works it out with the channel details. So, but that's what I'm asking. Did he ever explicitly ask your permission to use DSKFS in any of his products? Or the part that bothers me is that he used it in his sales pitch. Did he have permission for that?
Look at this guy.
Well, look at there.
Old Brant.
Yeah. Allie said, I used Ruby and had both positive and negative experience. Yeah. Yeah. Allie, you got lucky that you dipped before you got to this point. And once again, I'll say it again for the record, for everybody to hear and see. My channel logo is up there in the corner now. It's on my Hank. It's on my stickers. Drew created all this on the internet with just an idea. I didn't even send him a sketch. I just told him I wanted a metallic eagle with PM2 wings inside like a presidential set. So I was more than happy with the art. I'm not going to back up and say that the art was shit. It was just the merchandise. Other than the Zug Monster stickers that he didn't make, they were great. But the rest of the merchandise was very disappointing.
Brant, I got to ask, how many birthdays do you have a year? I thought your birthday was just not too long ago. But
Brant has dog year birthdays.
Oh.
A year. In dog years, Brant's. That's why he says he's 31. That's in dog years.
That's in dog years. Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Let's see what's like.
Stevie had a damn positive interaction with him.
Hang on a second. I'll get back to Stevie's before this one goes away.
You do
also
that.
Back the money. Hold on to it until he sends your knife. Oh, that's for sure. Otherwise, you're going to end up with nothing to show for that Mannix. I know 80 isn't 160, but it's more than zero. Yeah, I'm not going to send him the money order back until I receive my knife. Only if I receive my knife, I'll send the money order back. If I don't, we'll find something fun to do with it, and I will give away the Crunch shirt. So,
and the Thomas Jefferson.
Okay, I'll give them both away.
Unless you really want it that bad.
No, I'll give away the Crunch shirt. I'll give away the Thomas Jefferson shirt, and we'll move on. Now, let me ask you another question. Is it part of my mental health issues
Yes.
that create? It probably
you
is.
weren't finished. Never mind.
That
Okay,
creates this sense of, I feel bad for him. I really do. I feel bad for him because I honestly don't believe he's purposely malicious. I believe he is so delusional that he thinks this is all okay, and I feel bad for him.
that might be a slight case of like Stockholm syndrome.
Is it?
It might be.
I don't know, but I feel that way.
You
I'm
start to feel
embarrassed to
bad
admit
for
it.
your captor.
I'm very embarrassed to admit it, but I do feel that way. Yeah.
Or maybe you're just a softie.
Maybe so. I try to act like I'm not, but I really
Big old teddy bear.
Yeah. And keep in mind, guys, this logo that he made for Lacey, she never asked. He approached her about a logo, and she said that she was going to start a channel soon, and that she may need that type services in the future. He just went ahead and made it and used her name on Instagram to make it. So he made Cutting Lace EDC logo, and when she asked him if it could be changed, before she paid for it, he told her she needed to change her channel name.
Well, I mean, that's just constructive criticism right there, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Did we post and unpost the same comment at the same time? Yeah.
Potentially.
Yeah. I feel the same way. I mean, I do feel that way, Sean. It's just, like I said, there's just a small piece of me that makes me feel bad for him, because I can't imagine how somebody with that chain of thought could be successful in any aspect of life. And the whole deal about him being this famous cartoonist, the guy painted houses for a living. I know that for a fact because he told me. I did question why a successful cartoonist would have to run a house painting business, but he fell off a roof and hurt himself and can't do that anymore, and is now going to work at this screen print shop that apparently he is so bottom of the ladder in this place, he can't even get a shirt made.
He made you like 4 damn shirts, dude. One of them had Thomas Jefferson on it.
I mean, do you guys think I should call his boss and ask if that's the kind of product they put out Monday? Because there can't be that many screen print shops in that town in Nebraska.
You just call him and ask him if his shirt's
Call
crinkle.
Kyle up and say, hey, Kyle, one of your employees has struck a deal with me on some shirts, and they were supposed to be screen printed, and this is what I got, and see what he thinks about it. Should I do that?
You know his boss's name?
Yeah. Send the messages.
Oh, I thought he was talking about Kyle Coonley.
No.
Oh, okay. That makes more sense now.
Blades, I thought that too, but like I said, I didn't want to label anybody with anything, because I know I've heard, I don't completely understand it, but I've heard how that can be disrespectful to, maybe it's disrespectful to someone who does have it. If you're, I don't know. I didn't want to tread that.
I got to pee real quick.
Zach, I apologize. I asked you a question that I didn't pay close enough attention to the chat. Did you expressly give him permission to use DSKFS? Because we all feel like you own that, and I don't think any of us would use that without your permission. What town? I've already doxed him by accident. I didn't realize when I showed the money order that his address is on it. Kearney, Nebraska. Oh. Crunchy shirt. Yeah. I never saw any artwork for the. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I have saw this. But I don't know what this logo means, because from what I heard, the front of the shirt was supposed to have, every month was supposed to have a different channel on it, a different channel's logo on it. And that channel at the end of the month would eventually receive a gift card that they could use to DSKFS, whatever that means. So I don't know. So anyway, he's He's still messaging me. I'm going to let it go. I'm not going to read any more of it because the message you just sent me pretty much is letting me know that he's upset that he's being called a thief, and I never called him a thief. I just told you guys the facts, and from my end, and you guys can come to whatever conclusion y'all want to. So there's that. There's been zero explanation of what happened to anything really that I was supposed to receive other than the stickers, and he wasn't responsible for those. He paid for them and sent them the logo. Yeah. Yeah, there's something about a map and dots. I don't know. Yeah. Now, Maddie, that was I can't speak 100% on that because I think some of that was self-assumed. And what I mean by that is when he started billing these people, I don't know that he ever threatened to ruin their reputation or if they felt like their reputation would be ruined if they didn't pay a guy for something that they never agreed to. I'm not positive on that. Like I said, I've talked to so many people. This went on till 5:30 this morning, and there's probably parts I'm still not clear on because I would be in the middle of a conversation with Lacey and jump over into a conversation with Allie, and then jump over into a conversation with Blades at EDC, and then to Dopey, and it was so back and forth. But no, I can't claim that 100% that he threatened to ruin their reputation.
Can we talk about the humor in Michael Morgan's comment?
There's always humor in Michael Morgan's comment.
But this is a special kind of humor. The fact that you post the video of him scamming and stuff, and you used a watermarked image for your freaking thumbnail.
I know. I did that on purpose. That's why I pulled it up so you can see the watermark.
That's freaking awesome.
Yeah. That is funny. And only Mimo would have picked up on that. I can't believe that it took that long. I thought somebody's going to call this out, and it's going to be hilarious. So leave it to Mimo. But yes, I did use a copywritten, watermarked image for my thumbnail yesterday. Yeah.
And I noticed it, but I just didn't want to make you feel bad about yourself because I didn't realize you had done it purposefully.
That's why I didn't use a thumbnail today. I just left the channel image up there. That's hilarious, dude. Oh, man. Your thumbnail for each stage. That's the best thing. I've needed these laughs, man. It's been, whew. Yeah, Stevie, you're right. You didn't have anything to lose. You were already ruined.
You power sucker, you.
Yeah. It is a little disappointing that we all talk about this community and how great it is. And it really is, guys. Even if you take all the drama and all the bad things that happen at this point, it seems like kind of monthly. Are they worth the good that it's done for people? And I don't mean to get sappy, but is it worth the fact that at one point in time it saved my life? Is it worth the fact that it saved Dopey's life? Is it worth the fact that it saved... I'm not going to mention any more names because I can't remember how many of them told me that in confidence, but I've had at least a dozen people tell me that they wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for this community. So it's worth it. If we have to deal with this every now and then. There's one more very serious topic I want to cover that got kind of brought up in this. BBR will kind of remember, well, I won't say remember, but he'll know what I'm talking about here because he kind of fell victim to it a little bit. I'm just going to tell you a quick story. When John and I were researching Tim, and not only researching Tim, but something we really don't like to talk about is the fact that as friends, we literally begged the guy to quit. We literally told him, hey, man, you can stop right now. and it'll just be like it never happened. Just stop. And he wouldn't. So in the midst of while we were doing all that, before any of you guys knew he was a crook, I had reached out to a couple of channels about it, and they didn't want any part of it. And I understood why. It was because we didn't yet have absolute concrete proof. We had so much circumstantial evidence that there's no way it wasn't true, but we didn't have concrete proof. But because those channels didn't want anything to do with it, and because I thought so highly of those guys, we held the information. We held on to it, letting it build until when we decided to bring it up, there would be no arguing it. In the midst of that, we let Jason Brown know what was going on. And Jason called me, and we were having a conversation about it. And I got to sit there for 15 minutes, at least 15 minutes of this phone call, and console Jason while he cried over the phone with me. Not because he took money out of his family's budget, not because he took food off of Nora's table, but because he thought Tim was his friend. And it literally crushed him. Very few people in this community know how bad it crushed him. But I'm telling you, that dude was as brokenhearted as anybody I've ever seen. And when he cried, I cried. And I told myself then, never again will I withhold something like this and risk these people hurting anybody else I care about. So in the future, if I call somebody out, there's a good chance eventually I'm going to be wrong, guys. And if that happens, I'll man up. I'll make a video. I'll eat crow. I'll apologize. But at this point, I just can't withhold it. So if you're watching and hearing this and you ever even consider not doing something you said you would do or whatever, know that when I find out about it, I'm going to bring it up. I'm going to make it public. I'll also give you an opportunity to defend yourself and make it right, but I'm not holding it back anymore. I can't. The reason I brought up BBR is because somebody came to me at one point in time and thought that BBR might be monster racing. I immediately looked into it. Within 30, 45 minutes of research, I was 99% sure he was not Tim Morgan. And I let those people know that. He's joked with me about it since then on several occasions, saying that I accused him of being monster racing. That's not true. Other people accused you of being monster racing. I researched it and told them that you weren't. So, yeah, I'm not, I can't do it anymore. If it hurts somebody's, and this is the worst thing that can happen, guys. If we have a new person come into the community and I say something and it hurts their feelings and they leave, what have we lost? I feel bad that we hurt somebody's feelings, but if it was at the expense of making sure that my friends aren't being taken advantage of, I'll take that. I guess I'll burden the guilt of running off a completely innocent person.
Can we take a moment to say hello to Brother Bill?
Absolutely, man. It's great to see you.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
What's up, Brother Bill?
I only told that story because I want you guys to understand why I'm as passionate about it. It has nothing to do with me wanting to make drama videos. Anybody that watched that video yesterday and saw how my hand was shaking when I was trying to use the phone, that's how upset I was. Not mad, just mentally distraught, upset. I didn't want to do it. But, yeah, that's why I'm so passionate about it. Nobody's ever gonna. I don't ever want Forrest SLR to call me on the telephone in tears because of something that I possibly could have prevented. So it's not gonna happen. Patina is that. Actually, Kyle, people don't understand, but that's 100% true. Patina Turner is monster racing. It was his job. Yeah, for you guys that don't know, Patina Turner worked on an off-road racing team.
The funny thing is, and I'm pretty sure you were in that live chat. There was a live stream, and I had already started suspecting the bastard, and then I saw an interaction between him and Patina, and I could tell Patina just from his comments knew that Tim was full of shit with the things he was trying to say
Right.
about him being friends with a certain driver or some shit. But yeah,
Yeah. Oh, he said I worked with Deegan, and he said he was on his team. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
or
I
yeah.
have people that don't believe that I ate lunch at a table next to Brian Deegan and In-N-Out in Vegas, and that's fine. But yeah, that dude don't know Deegan from. I don't think Tim Morgan's ever been outside of Wisconsin, but he has. He has scammed the off-road racing community. He scammed the hockey community. He scammed the knife community, and probably many. John, how many addresses did that guy have in like 10 years? It was more than one a year.
Oh, dude, it was like there was because I did a background check on him, and it was, I mean, tens of, like,
Yeah,
I'd say 30 addresses. It was all apartments too.
right.
He even had female aliases.
Yeah, it's where he would move in and wait until they legally evicted him. Because in Wisconsin, you can just squat for months before the law actually makes you leave. So that's who we were dealing with. He's probably in here right now too. We'll never get rid of him. He's lurking, waiting on his chance to pop back in with a different name and make friends. And yeah, yeah. Tina Turner's a very, very interesting individual, by the way, guys. He, at least to me, because I did so much off-roading, purely amateur, for fun off-roading, and I had all these heroes in my life that, and some of them were even kids younger than me. But anyway, but Patina either knows, has met, or worked with, or worked around a large percentage of them, or at least has personal knowledge of them. So that's what struck off mine and Patina's friendship in the beginning, I think, until I realized he was, possibly one of the best people I've ever talked to.
I think my first impression of him was he's a brilliant photographer and goes on fucking rad adventures.
Yeah. Lacey, you don't have any reason to feel sick if this is still about the topic at hand. I know Lacey felt horribly embarrassed, and it was hard for her to even admit she got caught up in that. So this is turned as a 79-year-old African American woman who presses the wrench. I could have swore he was half Mexican. Yeah, I think he even posted a picture at one point in time of a fender off of a race truck somebody had given him. Short thoughts. Remember that fucking what happened when we caught him out of Monster Racing during my live? Yeah, we invited him on Stevie's live. I called him out, and they were like, well, come on right now and prove it. So if that ever happens to you guys, just go on and prove you're not who we say you are. I promise you, 5 minutes later, it'll be a joke that sticks with you for the rest of your life in this community, but it'll probably draw you further in.
Yeah. You'll be that much cooler.
Yeah, because we'll laugh about that time we called you out. But, yeah, we called him out, and he never showed up. Kept telling us, let me finish this piece of pizza. We knew it was him, dude. I'd already told everybody it was him.
Which, it's odd that he was eating pizza when he's such a big fan of Wendy's.
Yeah. Yeah. People think that's a joke.
No,
People honestly think we're just making fun of him, but no, that was his excuse.
I've still got the messages in my inbox.
Yeah, he was so addicted to Wendy's doubles.
That's what all the money was for.
That's what all the money that you guys raised for him and the knives you gave him and he sold went towards. And he even admitted to John that his mama told him they wouldn't help him.
His mama sat him down and told him he was eating too much fast food.
Yeah. Yeah. But just to show how strong the addiction was, that's why he flipped out in John's live that night, trying to sell that knife. He needed that money paid out to him right then before Wendy's closed.
Which put me in an awkward ass position because I had to cancel the transaction and shit and send Chicago, because it was Chicago 23 bought an.
Tell him why you were embarrassed.
I mean, I didn't say that was why I was embarrassed. I said it.
No, but I said go on and tell him why you was embarrassed so they know the whole story.
Why was I embarrassed?
Because you were overdrawn.
Oh, well, yeah. I just didn't want him sending me the money, period.
Yeah, if you'd have let Chicago's money deposit, it would have went to your overdraft fee, You wouldn't even have the money to give to him to begin with.
But I wasn't giving the damn. He was hassling the shit out of me. Did you get that? Did the money deposit yet? I'm like, no, dude. I just chill out.
Yeah, for those of you who remember, John was so frustrated he shut down Grizzly Night Lives over it. I mean, we were what, maybe an hour and a half in. You ended the live stream because you were so pissed.
Yeah.
Called me and we talked about it for an hour and a half.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was right. And which the worst part of it was then I confronted him the next. Well, I had told somebody, I said, dude, I want to get your opinion on this. Go read his comments from the live stream last night. And then they came back and said, well, I didn't see anything that he said out of the way. So I went back and looked, and all the comments he had made were gone.
Yeah.
So I contacted him. I said, dude, if you're not full of shit, why did you go back and delete all your comments from last night? Oh, there they are. There's them titties.
It finally warmed up.
But he said, I didn't want that to be somebody's first impression of the knife community. I didn't want to ruin it for them.
Yeah. If it was somebody's first experience. God, he was so full of shit, man. And you want to talk about a rage, dude? I was upset, but I don't think I was ever like violently angry about that whole situation. And because he went away, I didn't hear from that guy for months, maybe even a year or more. And then the gall of that motherfucker to message me the day we found out Jason Brown died.
Yeah.
I want to feed him his teeth now. If I ever meet him, I'll go to jail. I'm too old to care anymore. I'm too ugly to want anybody to want to rape. I ain't got shit to do no way. So I'll go to jail putting that motherfucker in the hospital.
Do life in prison over that shit.
Yeah. I ain't saying I would end him, but I would certainly feed him his teeth.
Yes, that is why Justin and Molly talked about the nipples.
Yeah.
You're going to see some nipples.
I don't know. Oh, there it is. I was just saying we hadn't any super chats, but Forrest paid for y'all a nipple show. So
now you're going to see nipples. Thank you. God damn it, Forrest. Oh, they're so little and weird and dark. Why do we have to look at them?
They're so weird and little and dark.
They are.
They are. Yeah.
Oh, damn you, Forrest.
Thank you, Forrest, by the way. Oh, man. That's funny. I didn't even realize that he said take it off, baby. I thought he was just super chatting. I didn't realize he was trying to get the shirt off.
No, he full on paid for that.
Yeah, he did. He got exactly what he deserved. Dude, his dagger's throwing up.
Oh my
God! You're almost shirtless. If your shirt was any smaller, there wouldn't be. It wouldn't be much different.
But dude, he does have a hell of a mustache.
Yeah. I got confused here a while back. Who was it that got the Leon Myfield duty tattooed on them? Was that Duty's daggers?
Yeah, he tattooed it on himself, didn't he?
Did he?
Yeah.
I knew somebody had done it, but I couldn't remember who it was. For some reason, I had in mind that it was Dopey that had done it.
Look at this shit, dude.
Look at there. Thank you so much.
Getting all kinds of damn money. You took that shirt off and the ducats is rolling in.
That's I used to tell them girls at the club, they're like, I ain't taking my shirt off. I get so much money. I'm like, you don't get no money till you take your shirt off.
Imagine what you get if you take your britches off, dude.
I ain't allowed to take them off. They can pull them over to the side.
Well, if they took them off, where'd you stick the dollars anyway? So.
And when's the last time you went to a strip club? There's plenty of places that stick $1.
But I mean, I don't want to give her a paper cut.
I mean, yeah, but talented girls.
And I'll tell you honestly, I can count on one hand the number of times I've been to a strip club.
Yeah. It's an environment. It's a vibe. It's a vibe. I'll say that. There's definitely a vibe, especially when you're in one like that I worked at. It was not a. We had some really, really pretty dancers, and we had a couple that were actually decent people. But dude, everything was for sale in that place. So it's not like people say you can't get laid in a strip club. Oh, you most certainly can. And you
Everything.
even can. You even can for free. But if you've got money, you absolutely can. Yeah. Zach gave you money. We saw that. We talked about it. I think.
It was a whole conversation.
Yeah. Yeah, that was duty. He got the Phil Duty tattooed on him. I said, give me that fucking rock, Shane. What are you talking about?
He wants to see the droodles.
Oh, shit. I'll find it.
Yeah.
No, I think he wants it. If you want the Droodles, Kyle, it's yours. I got to ship you a box anyway. And if Budget Guy for Knife and Tool is in here, I have a public apology to make. I promised that guy this $25 knife like a month ago, and in all honesty, until recently, I've just been so broke. I ain't been able to afford to ship anything. I got a little money now, so I had forgot about you, buddy. But hang on. Let me find the Droodles.
And yeah, Budget Guy's been in here since before the show.
Right.
And thank you for kind of standing up kind of off screen so we didn't have to see the drawers or whether they were on or not.
They're nice drawers. I honestly don't know what I did with that stupid ass rock.
Kyle said, I don't want to see it. It's mine.
Oh, you don't want to see it? If you don't want to see it, I'll find it later and ship it to you. Yeah, it's just a little smooth rock with a mohawk. Oh, there it is. It was upside down, so I couldn't see it.
It's got a mohawk and googly eyes, right?
Yeah.
That's what they have.
This is what I got instead of my knife.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Pair that with a Thomas Jefferson shirt, and I mean,
but this cured autism.
Ladies are pulling your clothes off too.
Yeah. But apparently, one of these cured autism in a kid. So pretty powerful shit.
It is got some magic with a K.
Yeah, the Droodles. Which I mean, it's cool that he's an artist and he enjoys doing stuff like that. And had this whole deal went the way it was supposed to, I'd been like, "Oh, thanks, man." You know, but, nothing wrong with it. I just received it at the wrong time.
Yeah, it's kind of a kick in the nuts, really. I mean, it's cool little thing.
Because it supplied enough weight in the box to make me think my knife was in there. As soon as I shook it,
that cheapens the whole experience a little bit.
Yeah, when I heard that thing bounce, I was like, "Oh, my knife is here." But let's take away all ideas of dishonesty, scam, anything. Let's forget about the fact that I even told him the knife wasn't for sale, because he told Dopey that we had struck a deal to buy it. He even told me I thought it was okay to buy the knife, even though twice I told him it wasn't for sale. Let's forget all that. Let's say I had told him I would sell him the knife for $160. And then there's zero communication. And I wait weeks and receive this with no communication, no explanation. Is that alone not enough to let people know not to do business with him?
That alone is enough.
Yeah, without considering any of the rest of it. Yeah, even if I had agreed to sell him the knife and I just received this with no explanation, that's not okay.
Well, at the very least, everything he's done has shown me that he really gives zero fucks for anybody else's wishes. Yeah. To send a logo to somebody and then here's a logo and then bill them later, or to trade a knife with somebody and then not send the knife that you traded them for and they said, I don't want to sell my knife, and they just send you the money anyway. He gives zero fucks about what the other person wants. It's all about what he wants.
And in all honesty, had I been selling the knife, for those of you who know my financial situation, that could have been devastating to me to not receive all of it without an explanation. You know what I mean? If I'd been in a situation where I really needed that money and we'd agreed on a price and he agreed to send it to me and then I got half, for those 2-3 days I'm waiting on that money, it's spent. I'm already thinking, well, hey, I can pay this now because I've got that money coming. So, I'm on that roller coaster ride of everything's going to be okay, and then I get half. That's just for a guy that has to sell plasma to be able to ship a knife. He should understand that that's not cool. Billy, I'm sorry I've ignored you, buddy. I saw you in here, man. I appreciate I appreciate you showing up, and I also really want to thank the guys. This is Billy from Apex Alchemy. Um, I hope this is okay for me to mention. I'm not going to give any quotes, but Billy had been contacted about this situation and his opinion asked on it from somebody else that he was doing this to, and Billy was smart enough. Billy and his wife were smart enough to tell them, "Tell that guy to fucking kick rocks. Don't send him anything." So I want to thank you for that, bud. And sorry I haven't talked as much as I should.
Right on, hit the nail on the head there, Kyle Coonley.
Yeah, his milk dud nips.
They are milk duds.
Yeah. And that's another thing you got to remember in this community, guys, that you can't try to spread some bullshit and tell different people in the community different things. If we're caught up in something like this, we're all talking. We know what you told everybody else. I don't think he got that part. I don't think he understood that everything he said to one person was going to be shown to somebody else. Once we were suspicious, we were comparing notes.
Did you freeze, Shane, or are you just being really still and ugly? I think you froze. What the hell are you doing, dude? Are you coming back to us? Or is this going to be the John show?
I guess I'm back.
You're back. God damn it. I mean, great. Yay.
Yeah. Yeah, I was just taking a moment to read while.
Little moment of silence.
I actually had, I'm not going to mention who because, like I said, I didn't ask permission. I actually just had somebody volunteer to go pick my knife up in Nebraska and ship it to me. That's not necessary. I want him to ship it to me. Absolutely do.
I'm right there with you, Goner Eye. Thought he'd never leave.
Who? Me?
Apparently, I missed a bunch of member chats.
Huh?
I'm not sure. I think because I'm on. Well, I think it's because we're all on StreamYard and not on YouTube. We're not seeing the member chats.
What do you mean member chats? Just where members are chatting and it puts the little emblem up, or are you talking about people who bought memberships and we're not seeing?
I'm thinking it's people buying memberships. Here, let me go to YouTube.
Now I know why EDC Lace is sick in her stomach. It has nothing to do with the topic. I just read her last message. Mayo and coffee, huh? You mayonnaise people are fucking weird, man. Y'all will put that shit in and on everything. But I ain't hating. Do what you want to do because I put ketchup on. Give me a hard time because I put ketchup on pizza. But let me explain. I only put ketchup on bad pizza. If the pizza's bad and I'm not enjoying it, I might put a couple of drips of ketchup here and there.
Then why are you putting ketchup on it?
I don't, just to make up for the fact that it's not good pizza. Ketchup's my condiment of choice, though. Hence my diabetes.
Well,
ever since you gave Kyle that rock, Shane, he's really been slacking on his job. Yeah.
wait, mayo and soup is delicious. I can get down with mayo on a banana. I don't know about mayo on you, but mayo in what kind of soup, dude? Because that sounds kind of wrong.
Yeah.
And I like mayonnaise.
Well, Maddie, in all honesty, I want the hot sauce poured mixed in with the pizza sauce before it's cooked. I don't like the way it tastes if you just puddle it up on top of the cheese.
Jacob Vermette has a great point, dude. Why don't you just get good pizza?
Well, when I buy pizza, I do. But sometimes I come home and for dinner,
You come home to bad pizza.
there's a little Caesars laying there, and I don't put much on it, just tiny little drops here and there, just to. There's just some herb in that little Caesars that I don't like, and the ketchup kind of covers it up.
Okay. Well, I won't lie. For a while there, I used to put Frank's Red Hot and Ranch on every pizza I ate, regardless of where it came from.
I'm telling you, anything hot you put on pizza is better if you put it in the sauce and cook it. Just like crushed red pepper is great on pizza, but if you sprinkle the crushed red pepper onto the sauce and then cover it with the cheese and let it cook in there, so much better and
That's
a
a good,
little hotter.
that's a good question. Are we talking Heinz or Hunt's?
I'll eat either one. I know one. I can't remember, but one's a little more just a little bit more vinegary and sour than the other. But
To me,
I'll,
Heinz is more vinegary and
yeah,
sour.
I think it's Hunt's I
And
typically buy because the local Winn-Dixie has it buy one get one free about once a month or once every couple of months. And when they do,
well,
I'll
look
pay for
here.
3 bottles.
Better late than never, motherfucker. And you would put little mayo and some red beans and rice. What the hell is wrong with you?
Steph, I tried to be humorous.
He fucked it all up, dude. He
I
was
tried
so
to be
he was so
humorous.
heartbroken. He told me all about it
I did. I
earlier,
had to call John. I was like, man, I fucked that all up. I tried to be humorous and comment
and
on your
then came
IG.
across as kind of pervy and stalky.
Yeah, it came across wrong. By the time I posted it, I meant to add the emojis of a pretzel and 3 laughy faces, but ended
But
up
what'd you
adding
do?
a pretzel, a laughy face, and then the kissy emoji, the smiling face with the hearts.
he just came across a little pervy,
I
but
came
it's all.
across a little
I mean,
pervy when I was just trying to be humorous. Yeah, yeah. It's on your picture of you and your smoke show mom for Mother's Day.
you went ahead and busted yourself out for no reason. She ain't even seen it yet.
Oh, well, she's gonna see it eventually. But
It is, but so in explanation, he wasn't being pervy. He was being
no.
funny.
And the words I misspelled, I know how to. Said Stevie can vouch. My phone doesn't work right, so sometimes I'm typing in letters that don't register. Sometimes it adds letters I didn't type. So, yeah, I sound like a very dumb redneck if you read that out loud. And then
It's not just on your phone, though, dude.
yeah,
I mean, I've met you in person, so
yeah. Well, I felt like it was worse in this message. Well, there was an overrepresentation of my dumb redneckness. So, you know where she's at right now. You know, right now she's looking at Instagram. That comment.
yeah, she is.
Yeah.
What did that bastard say?
Yeah.
Oh, Shane trying to hook up with Steph's mom.
Yeah.
She's a happily married woman, sir.
I saw the. That's why I commented. I was like, I can't lie. As soon as I saw it, I zoomed in to look at that left hand, and she got a rock on that left hand. Yeah, she's beautiful, which is a great sign, Steph, because all men know. We all know. We try to lie to ourselves about it sometimes, but we all know that a woman is not going to age any more beautiful than their mom does. So if their mom is a nasty sweat hog, she's going to be a nasty sweat hog one day.
But so you're saying Steph's mom is not a nasty sweat hog?
She's the exact opposite. Steph's mom is beautiful.
She's the anti-sweat hog.
Yeah. Yeah. And I was trying to be nice. I told Steph, now we knew where she got her beauty from. But
then you perved it up with
made it all kind of pervy.
It's all good though.
Yeah. Yeah. As soon as I did it too, I immediately dialed your number. I was like, I got to explain this to John. Don't trust me with electronics. We don't.
We hold on with bated breath for every live stream. What's going to happen this time?
Yeah. I've done a few things lately though, dude, that I was pretty proud of. I was pretty proud of. I managed to pull it off on my own.
What'd you do?
That music reaction video, I was really
That-
proud I pulled that off.
That was good.
Yeah. I did have to call Jared Neve to find out how to get it uncopyright stricken. And his YouTube studio is a little different from mine. Maybe that happens when you have 250,000 subscribers.
It might have something to do with
it's
it.
formatted a little different, so it took us a few minutes to find where I could what's that word? It's not argue, but where I could
dispute.
Yeah.
That one.
Where I could dispute the stripe.
that pesky word.
Yeah, pesky ass word, dispute. Pro X, that'd be a good time, buddy, to make a little public service announcement since you know social media. Are your books still closed? I see you're asking Todd to want your email because I still want that work done. I haven't changed my mind. I just didn't want to overload you. I was waiting on you to slack up a little bit. I think a lot of us would like to know if your books are closed or how far out we might be.
Have a good night there.
I legit got a full-size Crooked River that I hate so much I refuse to carry it because of the red G10 scale. I thought about just dyeing it black and maybe I'd like it more, but I really feel like I want my card on it.
Have a good night, Pat.
I'm pretty sure, guys, that John called me in the shower today.
Dude, I had gotten out of the shower. I was fully dressed after the shower. But because I wore my earbud in the shower and I think it had water in it is why you were, because like I took it out and blew on it and then you couldn't hear me at all.
Why would you have your earbud in the shower if you weren't on the phone? You were on the phone with me in the shower. Just say it.
No, I was listening to a YouTube video.
Oh.
Duh.
All that driving I did this week, dude, I called said Stevie because I was depending on my service to keep YouTube running. But, yeah, I've now learned that downloading some of your favorite content is a great idea because the farm truck don't have a radio. So I've got this really large Bluetooth speaker. I mean, it's big enough that it has like a car battery in it, dude. I got it for Christmas, and I still haven't charged it since, and it's only 1 bar down. And it ran for 12 hours yesterday or day before, 12 solid hours. Anyway, my point is I've learned I need to download stuff so I don't have to depend on the service. So I've always got music or people's videos that I hadn't had a chance to watch yet. My books aren't closed, but I'm a good 8 weeks. This will change, though. I just got a great guy that wants 11. Dude, that's awesome, Bill. That is so awesome, man. That he went from not doing this at all and to being 8 weeks out on work. And for those of you who want some sentimental factor to it, correct me if I'm wrong, Bill, but a good bit of this work is being done with tools that were purchased by Jason Brown because he wanted to see you. He wanted to see you doing this. He wanted to see you kind of chasing your dream. So,
well, yeah,
Jason will always be a part of us, dude. He'll always be with us in one fashion or another.
And that's 100% because I remember messaging with Jason. He messaged me I think we might have talked on the phone, and he told me what he had done, and I was like, dude, that's freaking epic. Just literally went, bought it, and had it shipped to Bill. Didn't tell him he was doing it.
Yeah. So for every bit of work you get done by Pro X, know that there's a little bit of Jason Brown love in every single piece. That's pretty awesome. And if you want any vouchers on his work, there are many of us you can hit up that can show you. You know, people would have a hard time believing that this scale is not factory made, other than the fact that it's better than anything artisan ever could have possibly done. I wish my camera was good enough to pick up this little mill line, whatever this is, this chamfer around the edges. I don't know, but not only did he make the scale, he cut in a detent ramp and polished that backspace. Look at that, man. That's like a piece of gold. He did this months ago.
That's shiny as shit. Well,
yeah.
that's
it has lost a little. Well, I won't say it's lost any shine, but it has gained a little more yellow. It was more pure gold looking before, where now it's starting to get a slight copper tone, but I didn't expect it to last forever, but it's lasted way longer than I ever thought it would.
It's going to patina, dude.
Yeah. I'm not going to talk about the price he did this for, because it's not to be disrespectful to Bill, but the price was just dumb. It was so low. So I'm not going to talk about his pricing, but his work, I'm telling you, is every bit as good as any $80 aftermarket scale that you can buy and put on, but he custom fits them. So
Yeah, and the weird thing is he didn't go from not doing it to eventually doing good work. He went from not doing it to immediately doing good work.
yeah,
It was weird.
Mine was, correct me if I'm wrong, Bill, but I think my knife was right there in the first couple of months that he was doing it. Just right out of the gate, he was awesome. Yeah. Is Duty out? See you, Duty. I appreciate you stopping by, buddy. Yeah. I'm really trying to bring these two communities together a little bit, guys. The whole Blade Cartel group, they're already somewhat associated with us, but I don't think there's quite enough crossover. You got some great channels over there with those Blade Cartels guys, you know, with Duty and Rochambeau and Puerto Rican with a Knife, and Sharif Manganas is over there. CPM's in our chat a lot, and he's a lot less hateful. No, that's not true. He's just as hateful in the IG group as. But yeah, it's a great group. So if you guys haven't experienced any of those dudes, they got bigger channels than I do, but definitely check them out. I was on the phone with Jason when he was at Harbor Freight that day. Bill, I've said this before. I'll say it again. We know he's so proud of you, brother. Well, absolutely, man. Yeah. I feel bad about it sometimes, man, but I push Bill, not meaning to, but I push Bill to an extreme level of discomfort to make him do something he really didn't want to do and wasn't comfortable with doing, but out of pure love and concern for me, he did it anyway, and I will never forget that. I didn't realize how big a deal it was until, you know, people explained to me that Bill doesn't talk to anybody on the phone. I don't know that Bill.
That's where I was going with it, dude. Shane, you put that in a really weird way, man. I'm just gonna
throw
that out there. Yeah, you did.
No, I was having a mental breakdown one day, and Bill was so concerned that he called me. That doesn't sound like a big deal, and it didn't seem like that big a deal to me at the time until I found out that Bill's anxiety keeps him from talking to anybody.
And you probably should have just said that instead of being so cryptic with it, because it came across pretty strange.
Well, I didn't want to just come out and say it because I didn't know if it's embarrassing for him, but I just wanted to. I don't know. I just wanted to make sure he knows how much I appreciate that.
Michael Morgan's out, but he's in the far, far east.
Yeah.
Like when I lived on the East Coast, he was further east.
Yeah.
So he's in the east.
Like in the back of a Volkswagen.
And I'm pretty sure, I think it was Crispy Critter that asked earlier about a beverage check, even though you get mad at him. Don't get mad.
I don't get mad.
You get mad. You get mad
I gave you hell one time.
No, it was more than once. It was at least twice. You get
mad.
I
only did that.
Don't get.
I told you it wasn't Grooves Day Night Live because we wanted you to bring back Grooves Day Night Live.
But just don't get angry with me. I'm sorry. It's little chill pills from Straight to Ale right here in Huntsville, Alabama.
I just didn't want you to get comfortable doing things on here and use it as an excuse where there's no point.
So you don't want me you don't want me to be comfortable on here? Is that what you're saying?
No, I just didn't want you to use this live stream as an excuse not to do your own.
That's a weird way to go about it.
Yeah.
Kind of like with you trying to get Bill to do anal.
Trying to get Bill to do anal.
Well,
I wasn't trying to get Bill to do anything. I just reached out.
I mean, you put him in an uncomfortable position.
And Bill put himself in an uncomfortable position and called me anyway. And it was hard for him, and I appreciate that.
Okay.
I'm not making fun of this sentimental moment.
Okay.
All right. Will you talk about your beer for a minute? Or y'all make fun of me for about 2 minutes? I'm just going to go fill my water glass up, or as we like to say on said faction, going to go take a shit.
You want us to talk about your little Hershey Kiss nipples or what?
Yeah, you want
What
to see them again before I go?
No, we
Okay.
do not. We none of it collectively. I can answer for all of us. We don't want to see those nipples because they're weird.
They are weird.
They're strange, dude.
I wish I had a cordless mic and take with me so y'all could hear me pee.
I mean, we can hear you from wherever you're at. Are you in the bathroom right now? Are you
No,
peeing? What's that? What was that squeaking noise? I don't think he can hear us anymore. Or he might can hear us, but we can't hear him. And Dopey wants to see your nips. He's straight up hot for the nips. But if we're gonna talk about this beer, it's just straight Bohemian Czechoslovakian type Pilsner. Pretty good, pretty refreshing, low in alcohol content. Session beer, you can drink it all day. Be completely happy with it if you like a more hop forward beer. Not so much malt in this one. A little bit bready malt on the back end, but more of a hoppy type beer. And it could have been the squeak of his knees, but he had already stood up and walked halfway across the room, or maybe all the way across the room. I don't know. But it squeaked loud. And I'm kind of feeling like it was maybe the screen door to his porch, and he's out there fucking with us. What's up, Flip Solo? Not sure what that says, but hola, amigo. And good night, Michael Morgan. We were very happy to have ye, my friend. What exactly are you doing, Shane? Because you've been gone for a minute. There's the squeak. He's coming back.
Yep. Don't ever oil your squeaky doors, people. They can save your life. People can't sneak up on you that way. The air kicked back on, so my nipples are getting a little cold.
Well, it's good to have you back. What'd you do? Where'd you go?
I went and peed and fixed myself a glass of milk.
That's honorable.
Do y'all still drink milk?
I mean, yeah.
Actually, Stevie, I went and got a dip off the seat of my truck right before we went live.
Stevie, the man freaked out a little bit. He thought he was out of dip, and he said, "How much time we got? Because I need to go to my truck." And luckily, he had dip in his truck. But yeah, he was freaking out a little bit.
I was.
He about had to make a ride to the store.
I'll tell you, I don't know anybody that's more addicted to nicotine than I am. I can never be without it. Not even for. I think the longest I ever go while I'm awake without either, whether it's dipping or when I was vaping, I can't go more than 10, 15 minutes. I'll get super anxious and yeah, it's bad, man. Yeah.
I don't know if Q-Ball was behind or if he just made a random thought, but he said that, and then Kyle said, "Welcome to 2023." Oh God, I love you, Q-Ball.
Yeah, I love Kyle. I love that.
I love them both.
Yeah, his sarcastic sense of humor is the best, man.
I'm a little bummed that Kyle Coonley's not going to be at Blade Show, but I'll figure out a way to cradle his balls one way or another someday.
Yeah. Yeah, I was just reading a message from said graphic designer about he's getting hate messages and being called a thief. For the record, I never called him a thief.
Said Stevie?
No, I said the said graphic designer.
Oh, so are they in cohorts?
No.
It's like a team?
Truby just messaged me talking about the very last sentence is, "I'm still getting hate messages over this, accusing me of being a thief."
Well, you should be damn more specific about it and stop dragging Stevie into it. He
I
ain't
never
did
drug
shit.
Stevie into it. You
You
did. And I do hate that. I feel bad. I never asked anybody to do that, and I let you guys, judge the situation for yourselves. And if y'all want to have an open conversation with him to hear his side of it, not hurt my feelings at all. You know, go right ahead. But I never told anybody to call him a thief, and I haven't called him a thief to this point. Many people in the chat say that I have been too lenient.
I don't do that, Stevie.
John, that's all you do. It's the only reason you're here. We all know it. We all talk about it. And the best thing about this show is you pushing my buttons because I'm easy, I guess.
You are easy, you little hoe.
Yeah.
It's them Hershey Kiss nipples, and just they so squishy.
Yeah. Don't touch them.
I'm gonna touch them.
Don't touch them.
I'm gonna touch them.
I'll swing at you, dude. I'm super protective over my nipples.
I'll duck behind Meathead.
Yeah. I don't know if he can take it anymore.
Yeah, you done shattered his fucking glass skull too many times.
Kyle, I delivered presents yesterday. I told you that. I had to get off the phone with you to drop one off. Well, I don't know if I can talk about that right in the moment.
Wait, what are these presents?
Oh, nothing. I can't make that public. I'll tell you later.
Okay. Everybody else is they're sitting on the edge of their seats right now calling you a tease.
I'm sorry. It's just, it's pretty damning, could be used against me in court, so I don't want to make a public record. But, yeah, he's just talking about Mother's Day presents.
Okay. Well, no, you don't have 6 mothers, but
no.
I'm confused. We all are.
You are not confused. You know exactly what we're talking about. You're just trying to.
I'm a little bit confused. A little bit confused.
Did y'all have a good day with your moms?
Well, mine's in Georgia, so.
Did you call her or text her?
Well, yeah, but okay. I didn't get to spend time with her.
I'm taking mine out to eat tomorrow. She's not very mobile anymore, and I knew we wouldn't be able to deal with the crowds for today, so we're going to. They're all yours, Lazy. We're going to go have a nice lunch tomorrow.
Where y'all going to eat?
I think about taking her to Nola's again. Well, not again. She's never been, but I've been several times. But either if it's not Nola's, we're going to go to Top of the River, which is a very, very popular hometown-owned seafood restaurant. But it's not like it's more of a catfish and shrimp restaurant. It's more of a southern seafood.
Well, I was going to ask, it's called Top of the River. Can you really call it seafood when you catch all your food from the river?
There's some saltwater. They have some saltwater stuff, but yeah, and it's pretty good. Most people go there because it's enormous. First of all, I don't know how many people that place can seat, but it's the biggest restaurant I've ever been in, and it stays full. But like,
so it holds like 12, 15.
Like they're when you order a tea there, that cup is bigger than this one. It's like twice as big around. So you get like a half gallon of tea as soon as you sit down, and then or Coke, whatever you order. But they start bringing out a little cast iron skillet of cornbread and pickled onions, turnip greens, and their famous homemade slaw. And this is all before you've ever even ordered. So you'll never leave there hungry.
Well, you can't really base much judgment on a restaurant for how much tea they give you, because that shit's like 2 cents a glass.
So. The value is the
But
fact that I don't run out. I hate running out. I drink a lot. When I eat, I'll drink 3 or 4 of those glasses while I'm there. So I'll down, over a gallon. But they're so busy, they bring those really big glasses so that they don't have to worry about you running out and then not seeing it and filling your. Yeah. I'm a big fan of very large drinking receptacles. Let's go out to eat and move for some good river food. Yeah, not quite the same. Yeah, they're really famous for their catfish, and they actually have the second best steak in town, better than any of the steakhouses. But they have a really good ribeye steak. And they used to have, like I said, catfish, and you can get the strips, or you can get it bone in, or yeah, it's a southern hometown fish place. I also drink a lot. My waitress just knows me. She'll bring me 2 drink. Yeah, I'm the same way, BBR. I have a lot of restaurants I go to where they know me and they have smaller glasses. They'll either just bring me 2 or they'll bring me a glass and a full pitcher and set it on the table beside me. Problem with that
yeah,
is once they give you that pitcher, they can't use it for anybody else.
Lacey, Shane 100% knows this because
Yeah.
he's suffering the after effects.
Yeah, I fell victim to that. I don't hardly ever drink it anymore, but every now and then I drink it there. But I've gotten to a point where I've acclimated myself pretty well to tea with Splenda in it. It's weird. I don't like it as much, but I still like it enough. But it's really strange when you're diabetic and you start to get off of sugar because you realize that the sugar is why you drink so much. Because like I can get one glass of that with Splenda in it and leave with some left. But if I had gotten sweet tea, I would have drinking 4 of them while I was there. The sugar is constantly making you thirsty, so you keep drinking it. It's a vicious cycle. Yeah. But
I'll
about
be
got
back.
to where now sweet tea's too sweet and I can't drink it anyway. I hate how he just leaves like that. They might set in applications for a new live stream, buddy. One that don't just walk out. He actually left the room. I can see him. I wonder if we add him back to stream, if we can see him do something goofy when he comes back. Nah, that's not fair, I don't guess. He closed it. We'll leave it closed. What do we got going on over here? Allie Cord's still here. Allie Cord, I saw you say something earlier about me sending you my address for something. I don't remember what it was, but I'll shoot it to you when it's done here. My superhero name is Super Pancreas. I eat so much sugar. It's weird. Some people can eat tons of it every day their whole life, and it never affect them. But some people's pancreas just can't create enough insulin to handle it. And I was one of them. But my blood sugar has been under control for a good while now. I still have. Well, I mean, you guys all know I had that one night where I got high and ate that whole box of fudge rounds. I may have a moment of weakness every now and then, but luckily, milk is actually good for the production of insulin. It actually helps your body create insulin. So that's because if I had to pick one thing to drink for the rest of my life, it'd be 2% milk. I don't know why. I love it, man. If it's ice cold, God, I can drink. I go through a gallon a day easy. Kyle drinks a lot of gum. That was good his stomach. I had a bunch of it for him the other day. Had almost 2 gallons of it, but I don't think he could afford it. I sent Maddie a picture of just one of the small receptacles that she was taking our stems out of, and it had 50,000. That's 50,000 pregnancies in there. 50,000 stems of semen, just in that one little small. Yeah, there's literally millions of them at that place. Some of them are 40 years old. But that semen's been there for 40 years. They could literally thaw it out, inject it into a cow's uterus, pregnant.
What the hell happened, dude? I go to pee and I come back and you're talking about semen.
I'd run out of things to talk about when you left me by myself. You know, if left alone,
so
I'm going to talk about semen.
You're going to talk about semen, of course.
Semen's how, you know.
I pop out of here and you're like, so guys, let's talk about cum.
Yeah. In all honesty, I do find it very intriguing, but I also like talking about it because I don't feel like people understand what goes into putting food on their plates and how much work and how much science goes into it. And that's, you know, one of the most natural foods you can eat, meat. I mean, we're not even talking about processed shit, just meat. How much science goes into that. It's crazy.
It is. 100% true, Jeffrey Dawson.
What do you say?
I come back to the most awkward. I think you just pick the most awkward shit to talk about when you think I'm coming back. Or maybe you just talk about awkward shit when I'm away.
No.
And I happen to pop back into it.
Josh Branson. I was thinking about Josh Branson the other day, dude. I got really, really upset with myself. Got super nervous because
I hope you weren't trying to talk him into doing uncomfortable shit like you did with probate.
No, but this kind of has to do with the topic because I screwed up a deal, and it wasn't a deal. This is what happened. I was gifted a TRM Atom. I'm not going to mention by who because I don't remember if I have permission. But I was gifted a TRM Atom, dude. It meant the world to me. But he also gifted me 2 extra set of scales. But the micarta that was on the knife and the micarta that he gave me were so close in color, I didn't feel like I would ever swap them. I mean, it was just too close. There's no reason. So long story short, I had this extra set of micarta TRM Atom scales. And Worm acquired a TRM Atom. I think he bought it from said Stevie, if I ain't mistaken. Because he'd been wanting one a long time. But it was a G10. And it was kind of funny because I was planning on buying that knife from said Stevie, but I got gifted one, so I didn't need it. Jeremy Spalding ended up with it, and I was like, hey, man, I've got an extra set of micarta scales if you want them. Because he's been really good to me. And he was like, man, that would be awesome. I really appreciate that. So I was like, all right, but as soon as I was broke. As soon as I get some shipping money, I'll get them out to you. So I did. And I'm telling you, when I looked the address up, I was so confident I'd done it all right, and I mailed them things right off to Josh Branson just like I said I would. And then about a week later, it hit me that those scales weren't for Josh Branson; they were for Jeremy Spalding. So I had to call Josh up, and Josh was like, "Man, ain't no big deal. I'll get them to Jeremy just as soon as I receive them." It took a little bit because, in all honesty, this was during, I don't remember what Josh had going on. I think he was working that flood or something. So, you know, he wasn't at home. But as soon as he got home, he got them mailed off to Jeremy Spalding and fixed it. But, man, it just made me sick at my stomach that I screwed that up. Was freaking out because I didn't think I'd ever be able to get them back. Then I realized, man, it's Josh. Josh will take care of it. So if I haven't ever before, Josh Branson, I appreciate you fixing my mess up. And if I owe you for that shipping, buddy, I'd be more than glad to reimburse you.
I got a question here, Lacey. Did you eat mushrooms or something? What's going on? She said how I'm getting even more messed up. How long does this stuff go before it starts to go? Or is she talking about? Did she get like a stomach bug or something? 2 to 4 hours, Lacey. What did you do, Lacey?
Yeah, I'm lost. I don't know what Lacey's done.
Before it starts to go. Oh, she must have ate some damn mushrooms.
Before
the THC gummies.
Oh shit!
She ate some THC gummies. No, you got a
Lacey,
little ride ahead of you.
Sit down and get a firm hold on something.
Put your seatbelt on,
out, baby.
Put your damn seatbelt on.
Yeah. You've got some thoughts coming. There's some shit gonna go through your head that you have never dreamed of before. And tomorrow you're gonna think, where in the hell did that come from? If you got some good ones, if they're not just CBD, if there's some legit good ones, you've got a hell of an adventure ahead of you, girl.
if you're laying in bed, just
Stay
grab
there.
the mattress to either side of you and hold on tight.
Yeah.
Get a good grip on it.
Yeah. Don't have any unnecessary conversations with anybody.
And if your room starts spinning too bad, put your one foot on the floor.
Yeah.
That'll help a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. Because that's not. I didn't understand that, dude. But eating gummies is not the same as smoking marijuana. Eating gummies is a psychedelic adventure.
Well, I mean, because it just keeps coming and keeps coming and keeps coming. Like it ain't like when you smoke the shit, it hits you pretty
That's
quickly. You eat them and it's
that is so perfect proof of what she's doing. This is 100%. Yeah. And now it's getting even worse. I was on a live the other night asking how to put it in reverse. I messed up bad.
You get to that one little point, it's like, oh shit, I took too much.
Yeah, whatever you do, don't concentrate on how long is this going to last. When is this going to stop? Because
yeah,
that's not fun.
Just what you want to do is just sit back and enjoy the ride if you can,
or watch Josh Wolf's stand-up comedy on Netflix or YouTube. The one where he's talking about fighting his dad. That's a good time while you're high.
Basically, watch or listen to anything comforting.
Yeah.
You want that warm glow around you.
God, we should have waited and done that while I was around. I'd love to be there just to watch. Yeah. But nothing bad's going to happen. You're just not going to be able to keep up with your thoughts or understand them. Or cue ball on edibles is hilarious. Steve, we're going to do some edibles and again, Shane Creep. I want to be there just to watch. You know what I mean. It's funny experiencing that with somebody that's never done it before.
But you word things so wonderfully.
I know. I set myself up constantly.
You do.
All you guys got to do is tip me over in the hole that I just dug. I know. That's why I don't get upset about it. It wasn't as violent as this. Yeah, that's one thing about edibles. If you buy 10 of them, no two of them are going to be the same. No two experience. Like one, you'll think that didn't do nothing, or that just barely calmed me down. And then the next one, it may, it may turn you into putty for just a little while. So Stevie, what illicit psychedelics are we going to experience in Atlanta together?
Well, I know I'm bringing a half ounce of fungi with me. So however far that'll go.
How far will that go?
I don't decent dose, at least 2.5 grams. So
I don't know
that's
what that
14
means.
grams, 6 people, 1 dose.
So 1 dose each for 6 people.
Yeah,
that's enough to.
Dude, you eat 2.5 grams, you're gonna be talking to God.
I don't want to get scared.
You might get a little scared.
I don't want to get scared.
And then these are strong too. Like these.
What are they called?
Well, these are penis envy.
Yeah, I've heard about the penis envy.
Yeah, and these are strong ones. Like you eat a gram and
I should do less.
Shit gets weird, like real weird.
Yeah. I've been trying to figure out how long everybody's going to be there this time, because I'm not going to make the mistake of showing up for Blade Show and then leaving when it's over on Sunday. I know I want to get there a couple of days early, and maybe even stay Sunday night into Monday if other people are going to be there, because there's so many people I want to hang out with, and I know I'm not going to have the chance to do that with everybody. So I'm hoping some of the ones that get there early or stay an extra day, I'll get a chance to hang out with outside of Blade Show. Shane, the answer is, of course we are. I'll be honest, Stevie. As much as I love Brother John here, I'd feel much better if you were around.
Well, what are you trying to say, dude?
I know Stevie's going to laugh at me and all that, but I just trust Stevie to keep me safe. That's all I'm saying. I think you and Vince might talk me into walking into traffic. That's what I'm saying.
Can we show things? I mean, it's your channel. I don't know what.
Well, I don't know how that works. we've been
Well,
on
I
for
mean,
2
what's the
hours.
worst they can do? Demonetize you?
It's not monetized anyway.
Okay, well then, I'm just gonna this
I get
this is
channel strike. I'm gonna be so mad at you.
you'll be all right. This is one thing. This is one of the. This is just a one.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's not wrapped in anything.
Well, I mean, it was in a baggie. It's not.
Oh,
No, it's just a
okay.
mushroom. But that's 8 grams right there. Just one mushroom.
What does it? Will it not like just leach into your skin from holding it?
Well, no,
Okay, I don't know
no,
how it works.
no. It ain't like that. It ain't like LSD. You got to eat the shit.
My uncle had me so scared of mushrooms when I was a kid. Like poisonous mushrooms. That he had me convinced that if I just touched them, that like it would bleed through my skin and poison me and kill me.
No, that's damn sure not how it works.
Imagine Stevie on the corner. That's hilarious, dude. Stevie is not going to keep you safe, Shane. Yes, he is. I trust Stevie.
I trust Stevie too, 100%.
Yeah, Stevie's going
He's
to
got a cuddly beard, dude. He's a cuddly bastard.
just don't say anything when you wake up with the sore butt. Well, as long as I don't remember it, I don't care. I'd pay to see it, Patina. Yeah, if you guys see Stevie walking me down the sidewalk on a leash in Atlanta, just know we're having a good time.
Yep. Are you gonna? Would you pay for that good time?
What do you mean?
I mean, are you gonna pay Stevie to do that?
Oh, I thought you meant was I going to pay for the fungi?
What? No.
I'd be glad to chip in on the fungi if that's the case.
The fungi. What the fuck is a fungi?
The fungus.
We gonna have some fungi.
Yeah. How long does that stuff stay in your blood system for a test?
I mean, you can't. They don't. You don't. They don't test for that.
Okay.
That's what. That was one of the things I did when I was in the army because they just don't. They don't test for it.
I know. I got a piss test on the 8th or 7th.
Well, that definitely ain't gonna show up because probably they do like a 5-panel, and I don't even know if mushroom shows up in your bloodstream, but it's definitely not going to show up on anything they.
Check this out, John. Most people don't know what this is about, but that's last month's pain pill bottle.
Hell
month.
Yeah!
And I feel I got my new one, so there's a whole full one that I got on the 8th. Today's the 14th, and this is still last month's.
That's good as shit. That kratom's working, huh?
Mm-hmm. That it certainly is. I still have never felt any effect from it. I've never felt high, euphoric. I will say when I was taking, because I cut my dose back, I'm down to half a teaspoon at a time. When I was taking, because I started out with it, I was taking like a tablespoon. And I will say I felt just a slight surge in energy, just a little bit. Maybe had a little more pep in my step, but not like high. But I had a little bit more energy. But now that I'm only doing a half a teaspoon every 4 hours, there's no side effect at all. I just don't hurt.
Which is good because that's the whole the purpose. It's just not to hurt.
Yeah, Lacey, you're thinking too much about it. I do the same thing. I get a little paranoid and start thinking it was a mistake, but you'll be fine, bud. I promise. There will be no wrestling or leashes, just two dudes laughing hysterically all night at each other. See, we do that when we're sober.
Yeah, the whole point. I want to see some wrestling and leashes.
Yeah.
And I hope Shane's has little metal studs on.
Yeah. Ian, it is awesome, man. Let me tell you the best part of Kratom helping me not
100% no, Lacey. It's not gonna end faster just because you puke.
No, it's in your bloodstream. You'll be fine, I promise. One great thing, Ian, that I didn't consider, I didn't realize how much anxiety I used to have worrying about running out. Because, like, if I had a really bad night, I've never taken 2 within a 4-hour period, ever. I just refused. I've buried too many friends because of this stuff. But still, sometimes I would take 4 in a day because, like, I couldn't sleep that night and I'd be hurt and I'd take a 4th one and I've only got enough for 3 a day. So I was always in this constant state of anxiety, worrying about running out and not having enough, because you can't get extra. There's no such thing. Well, not legally anyway. So what this has created is all that anxiety's gone, and simply because I'm not always worried about it and I'm not stressing over it, my pain levels are actually lower, because when you have nerve pain, stress and anxiety makes that pain worse. So it's just revolving cycle. You're worried about it, so you hurt more, so you have to take more medicine. Then you're worried because you took more medicine. Are you going to run out? It was never ending for 10 years, and now I don't have to worry about it anymore. And it's a great feeling.
Yeah, so judging from the pictures and shit I've seen online, Lacey's probably hiring giraffe pussy right now because she's a tiny little
Well,
girl.
she's about 85 pounds.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it stays with you longer if you're fat. It stores in your fat and hangs around longer. But
Yeah,
and
to
they be
show up
right.
on a
They just hit you all at one time if you're not fat.
to show up on a drug test, but yeah,
Yeah.
it's going to affect you harder as hell if you're a little one.
You'll go to sleep just fine. You'll lay there and wonder, am I ever going to fall asleep? And you'll think that lasts for hours when it's only been 2.5 minutes. But yeah. Once you
And
go to sleep, you're going to wake up tomorrow and feel like
$1 million fucking bucks. You'll have some great dreams too.
Yeah, you know, feel like you were just reborn, like you just crawled out of a warm vagina.
Just emerged from the vajayjay.
Yeah. Yo Shang, when I get stressed, I just buy more knives. My bank account with more stress, but keeps my horse. Yeah. Yeah, well, you don't have the money to do that, Roll. That's not an issue. So I haven't. I've acquired some knives, but I haven't bought any in a little while. I guess that Spyderco Enough 2 was the last thing I bought. I still love it, but I've got really honestly the only thing I have in mind for Blade Show, John, is that Model 1 Warncliffe. I'm not saying that's all I'm going to buy, but it's all that I'm really excited about ahead of time.
That's all you have in mind.
Yeah.
Going into it.
Yeah. I think I've got enough funds now where I could buy a couple other things if I wanted to, but I don't know. I'm just way more excited about, the weird thing, it's not just like getting to hang out with Stevie, because he's so far away, but it's also getting to hang out with Stevie and you, or Stevie and Vince, or Vince and Scott Ian. You know what I mean? It's the combination of people. That's what I'm really excited about this year. And Ian, and there's so many people going to be there. Last year, I literally had like 4 or 5 people in mind that I was excited to see and meet. And this year, it's almost overwhelming how many people there are.
And see, last year, I kind of knew who all was going to be there. This year, I'm kind of clueless. I don't know. I know a certain few that are going to be there. I don't know. There's a whole lot more that I'm unaware of that are going to be there. It's just going to be a big, huge surprise. So I'm stoked on that.
I'm telling you guys again, dude, it don't matter how many times we've talked to y'all. There's a good chance we're not going to know who you are when you walk up. So if you see somebody you know, walk up and introduce yourself as your channel.
Yeah, or your YouTube name. Tell them, hey, I'm freaking.
When you see me, walk up and say, "Jane, it's Dopey."
Yeah.
If not, it's awkward for a minute.
Because I'm telling you, last year, damn Duke Sinister came up, gave me a hug. He's like, "Brother John," and I was like, "You're a beautiful dude, but I have no clue what your name is." Yep. And luckily, he was wearing a little lanyard, like a little tag on a lanyard, and it fallen around behind his back. And I kind of leaned back and looked, and it said at that point, it said it was Duke or whatever. I was like, "Oh, that's Steven. What's up, dude?" But up until then, I had no clue who it was.
Has anybody talked to him lately, man? He's had a rough year, I think.
Yeah, I think so. And I haven't talked to him, and I definitely miss him. He's a good dude.
He was so great to talk to at Blade Show.
Oh, yeah.
I spent at least a couple hours with Sinister at Blade Show, and it was great. And I'm not taking away any amount of time I spent with any other people, but it was just very, well, don't take this wrong, but It was intimate. You know
Yeah,
what I
it
mean?
was.
I really got to know the
Yeah,
guy.
it was.
Got to talk to him without much interruption. Kind of like my.
Did you rub him a little bit?
I would have. He's pretty. But when you're standing there in a group of people and you're bullshitting, that's different than just sitting down with somebody in the quiet and spending a couple of hours engaged in conversation with just that person. It's just a different
with a
experience.
little bit of candlelight.
Yeah, we had like me and Bob DeMarco sat in a dark, low lit corner. And,
no, the hell you didn't. Y'all was right there because I walked up when you was talking to him.
Yeah, people were literally 6 feet from us, but it was like we were sitting on that couch together, and it was just like
it did get a little dark and intimate, didn't it?
Yeah.
He's a fit dude.
Yeah.
That bastard.
Marco's a good looking man, dude. He's very well dressed and very fit and very
smells good.
Intelligent. Yeah. He's everything.
I mean, you think he looks good on video? You should see him in person because it's a whole different experience, dude. He's fit as fuck.
Yeah.
He's got like 2% body fat.
Yeah. Yeah, and then you meet somebody like Cue Ball, and it looks like a little dough ball till you touch him, and you realize it's like poking a bull. The dude's just a big ball of muscle.
And then you talk to him, you can have a damn 5-hour conversation with that bastard.
Mm-hmm. Yep, no doubt about that. Things don't get awkwardly silent.
No, not with Cue Ball, dude.
No.
I love talking to that dude.
I've
had phone conversations with him, just like, hey, we'll call and discuss this. Next thing I know, it's 2 hours later, and we've had the best damn conversation ever.
Yeah. It's strange too how different so many of these people look in person than they do on Instagram. And I don't mean necessarily for the good or bad. It's just different, you know.
Yeah. And then
Marco, of course, I recognized right off the bat, but there were several that, you know, Forrest came up to me and knew who I was, but if he hadn't told me who he was, I wouldn't have known who he was. And I've seen his face before, but Stevie, I picked Stevie out from behind. I knew that, you know, that hat and beard gives him away.
I had a great time with Forrest, man. We hung out in the pit. He bought me a beer, and it was a good time.
And that's what's weird. I don't even remember seeing you in the pit.
I didn't. No, I didn't see you until I think was it Sunday? No, Saturday because we went and had supper that night.
Yeah, we had supper, but I thought you left. If you went to the pit after that, I didn't even know it. And
I was there
right outside, just right outside the restaurant. We never moved. It was me and Jared and Steve and Justin from OCD and Tim Reeve, and we all stood around and split this expensive bottle of bourbon that Tim bought. But I didn't see
was there from open to close, like. Yeah. But
I knew John was leaving. They all went home and went to bed pretty early. I thought. I remember thinking, man, y'all are fucking up. Yeah, y'all should have slept before we got here and sleep when we get home. We literally, like me and Super Still Steve and Bama Knife Guy, both mornings when we went to bed, I was watching, the sun was coming up through the blinds. So we were going to bed about 5:30 and getting up at like 10 and heading back to the Cobb. It was great, man. Of course, you know, we went to Waffle House after they ran us out of the pit and all that stuff. And there was I think it was a Luke Combs concert in town that same night. So there was just tons of chicks in skin-tight blue jeans, cowboy boots. So you had to wait for a table for like an hour just at the Waffle House. Tell you, you're right. I recognized Stevie's backside. And I went up and put my arm around him and spoke to him and left him alone. I just walked off. I was like, I'll catch Stevie later.
What?
He was so fucking high, dude. He was just walking around.
I'm gonna tell you something, Shane. Regardless of what's going on in the area, you're not gonna go to a Atlanta area Waffle House that's not crowded any night. Yeah, they just always are.
Yeah.
That's just how it is.
I was trying to save this guy from going to jail, man. He passed out in one of the little waiting chairs. He was passed out and slumped into the floor. And I don't know if he went to jail. I tried my damnedest to get him up, though, man. I really didn't want the old boy to end a great night waking up in jail. He was trashed.
That's part of a Waffle House night. Somebody's going to go to jail.
Yeah, he was in the floor. I got him up out of the floor and back in his chair and tried to. Yeah, there was no waking him up. He was not dealing with a dead guy.
Well, speaking of freak show, the funny story from last Blade show about Jeremy is this dude just came up and was talking to me. Just, I mean, we're having a whole conversation, got no clue who he is, and I'm wondering. I'm like, this guy's super nice. I mean, he sounds familiar, but I have no idea what his name is, who he is. And Jody Bear was there, and he's like, "You know who this is, right?" I said, "No." He said, "That's Freak Show." Dude, I got so excited, I just jumped up into it. He grabbed me up and like a little kid, and he's hugging me.
I don't remember if I met Freak Show. I know I met Mrs. Freak Show because she literally came. She came running up to me, just absolutely giddy, and it wasn't because she saw me. She was excited to tell me to show me her stout that she won.
Oh
I
yeah,
was so happy for her.
yeah.
I don't like that knife at all, but I was super excited that she won it. Dude, it couldn't have went to anybody better.
Well, there's old Ed Harrison. Speaking of Blade Show, because I feel like you met him because I know I did. Because he's right there from the area.
It is, yeah. Yeah, what's Ed talking about here? Very disappointed in the knife community. YouTube channels I watched was supposed to send Lancelot Leather their signatures. A piece of leather, only if you responded. Ed, you're 100% right.
Oh,
I was supposed to do that too, and I completely forgot about it, dude. I'm very, very sorry. I don't know who else was, but I do remember Joe sending me that message. And there was a reason why I didn't answer because he needed it in Sharpie for some reason for it to be able to show up. And yeah, I'm guilty as charged, dude. I'm sorry.
Oh, I didn't know that.
If it's not too late, I'd be glad to try it again. But or maybe we could even try hand delivering them at Blade Show. But yeah, he did ask me, and I failed you on that, buddy. I forgot. Yep. I was serious, so bait. Yeah, yes, sir, you was. What was that creepy about this time, Kyle?
I mean, you're gonna be creepy.
Yeah. But Ed, you might not want to talk about it anymore, man. But either message me or let me know in here if it's still possible. I'd be glad to do it. Because yeah, man, I dropped the ball. I forgot I couldn't do it at the moment, and then forgot about it. Same signatures, just block letters, easy to forge. I don't have a pretty signature. That's the truth. Dopey, just get it from Shane's next court appearance. Yeah.
So, do you got anything you're looking forward to as far as knives at Blade Show? Is there anything you're looking to get?
Just that ABW right now.
Just the American
I'm
Blade
curious
Works.
to see if Spyderco has a blend sale, of course, and if my money works out right, I would still like to pick up something in 15V, but I don't know. Let's see. It was supposed to be put on a leather because I wanted it to go Jason. I wanted it to go Jason Brown leather mat that I bought, and that was the deal for everyone that has a YouTube channel. I understand. Is it too late though, Ed? Because I mean, I'm like I said, I know I dropped the ball, and it wasn't because I didn't want to do it. I just got caught up and forgot. But I'd love to make up for it if it's possible. Everyone has Truby signature. I never thought about the fact that I was doxing. I didn't. Be honest with you, I didn't even know what doxing was until a couple of months ago. Yeah, never crossed my mind. that
Yeah,
I was doing that.
I can vouch for the fact he had no clue until I said something to him right before the live, and he's like, "Oh shit, I doxed him, didn't I?"
Yeah, didn't mean to do that. I had no idea. But I dox myself on here all the time. I've learned to try to block out other people's signatures, but yeah.
Good night, brother Q Ball. Thanks for hanging out with us, Chris.
15V mule drops on the 23rd. Well, maybe I'll be able to find something there. I mean, I might be willing to get a Mannix as much as I love the Mannix. But yeah. Matty, I'm not going to say it was impossible for me, but that was the issue. I was like, can I just take a picture of my signature? But I remember there was something to do with he really needed it in Sharpie to be able to scan it or something to put it into the laser. And I didn't have a Sharpie at the time. It was one of those situations or one of those deals where I thought, well, I'll pick up one the next chance I get. And then I just, like somebody texts you and you read it and you think, man, I'll answer that as soon as I'm done with this. And then you never answer it. You're 100% guilty, but yeah, I feel bad about it. Jeff, yep, and that's going to be what is this? Oh, it's going to be a site crasher, yeah. Even worse than the Magna Cut Mule. I didn't want the Magna Cut Mule as much as I did. Didn't they have I could be wrong, didn't they have a Rex 121 Mule? I think that's one of them. Then they had an M398 that was a super performer too. Yeah. I'm glad I'm not the only one, buddy. Yeah, that wasn't personal at all. I'd love to participate. Just let me know what I can do to make up for it. I signed all. What does Josh say? I can't read it unless I put it on screen, guys. I'm sorry. I send all of you that I care about love and good vibes. I send more of those to those of you who I don't know as well. That's very sweet, Josh. Doxing. Isn't that what y'all call it? Doxing?
Y'all, who's y'all? That's just what it's called, dude.
Is it?
Yeah.
What is that?
Doxing.
What is that short for? What does doxing mean exactly?
Doxing.
Just sharing their name and address or personal information.
Well, I think I really think it is short for something, but I completely forget what it was. No, I have no clue.
You were going to make fun of me, even though you didn't know either.
No, I mean I'm going to make fun of you because I'm going to make fun of you regardless.
Yeah, that's about right.
But yeah, no, I have no clue what it's short for, but I feel like it's short for something.
Yeah.
What's up, Jerbster?
Yeah. Oh, Jerbs and his pet elk. How awesome is that?
That's pretty damn awesome.
Yeah. I had a good friend, a lot older than me, old gentleman, one of those guys that I just absolutely thought the world of. He had a young buck in his pasture that he had been hand feeding. The thing was free to go whenever it wanted to, but it didn't. It hung around, and he'd go out there every day and pet it and feed it. And he'd actually built a full blown a full blown chimney and fireplace in his yard. Like it looked like somebody had built a house and tore all of it down but the chimney and fireplace. But it was just his little serenity spot out in the yard. He'd go out there and build a fire in the fireplace and sit there and drink coffee and read his Bible. It was right there by the deer pen. He went out there one day to pet it, and apparently it was in rut, and he didn't know it, and it attacked him and stabbed its antlers into his ribs and punctured his lung and beat him up really bad, man. It nearly killed him. He survived it, but it just broke his heart because he thought they had a bond, and they did have a bond, but once again, it was a wild animal.
That makes sense, ENG.
Yeah.
But yeah, you doxed the shit out of him. That's what happened.
Well, I didn't know any better. I apologize. was.
It's okay. I mean, you can plead ignorance and it makes it all go away. So,
Yeah.
poor fellow.
Well, I'm not pleading ignorance. You've been polluted. I don't think I got to sell that excuse very hard. Yeah.
Your marketing's pretty solid on that front.
Yeah.
But
Josh,
don't
you're
feel
right too. I think that's the first step. I mean, we all heard it. I put it on screen. We know it. So if there's any way we can make up for it, just let us know and we will. Or at least I will. I can't speak for everybody. Oh, here we go. NG, of course. It originates from a spelling alteration of the abbreviation DOCS for documents and refers to compiling and releasing a dossier of personal information on something.
Yeah, I already had that highlighted and we had
We moved
discussed
on
it,
already.
but yeah,
I got other stuff on my mind. I guess I'm sorry. feeling all horrible about letting Ed down.
Which I don't really have anything to say on that because I sent Joe my signature, so I don't know what's wrong with y'all.
Yeah, apparently some of you did and some of us failed. By the way, to anyone interested, Eric said that Spyderco will be doing the Rex 121 sprints probably next year, but we will be getting factory Rex 121. That's awesome. But is the Rex 21 equal to or better than 15V? What does it say?
Yeah, that damn Marty. Fuck Marty. You know we're gonna have to hang out with him, don't you?
Who?
That Marty.
He's not coming.
Oh shit! No, what?
Not coming.
That's bullshit.
This couldn't make it work, man. I get it.
I'm not happy about
I'll be
that.
honest with you guys. If it wasn't for the fact that it only cost me about $35 in gas to drive there and back, I wouldn't be there either. I'm only an hour and 45 minutes away. I couldn't afford a plane ticket to go there.
Well, as much as I hate Marty, I'm sad that he's not going to be there.
Marty's not going to be there. Patina's not going to be there. Kyle's not going to be there.
Well, I don't even know if I want to go anymore.
I know it. I was so excited to get to meet Patina, man. And Kyle, all of them, really. But the thing was, I knew Kyle wasn't going. We'd already discussed it, but I thought Patina was. And then his pullout game came up short. And he ruined his trip to Atlanta.
He got somebody pregnant?
Yeah.
God damn it.
He cut a deal with some guy for a Rosie. And
you got to do better than that, dude. You got to pull out.
Yeah, he got the knife and knocked somebody up. I don't know the whole story.
Damn.
Yeah.
Cletus.
I want to see footage from Patina's camping trip with his oldest son this coming week. I want to know every aspect of how that goes. Because my grandson's big time into camping and all that stuff too, but we do have to run a 100-foot extension cord out there for him to plug his TV in. He's good until bedtime. Then he needs something to watch.
Well, you don't have Wi-Fi?
Yeah, he has Wi-Fi.
Okay. So how long is he going to be watching said device that it needs to be plugged in?
He puts a TV in his tent.
Well,
not a tablet.
Well, get him a tablet, dude.
He's got a tablet. I don't.
Okay, well then let him use the tablet.
I can't explain the reasoning of this 7-year-old caveman, because that's what he is. My knees went limp. You just fell into it, didn't you, Patina? You just collapsed from exhaustion. And I ain't making fun. It happens, man.
Nope.
Toby, my goal for Blade show is to be the next to be impregnated by Shane. Well, unfortunately, Toby, I had a vasectomy many years ago, which was a huge mistake. Not that I want more kids, but you have a vasectomy and you get that feeling like, I don't need condoms anymore.
Yeah. So, I mean, you can catch his load. You're just not going to get pregnant. So,
right.
There's that.
Yeah, herpes don't care, though.
No. They don't
Herpes don't
care.
care if you
Don't
just
give a
clear.
shit.
I've actually never had herpes. I joke about it all the time,
I mean, if you ever did have herpes, you'd have herpes. So
but yeah. And when I got so sick last year, I was just I was scared to death when they did that first panel that something was going to come back. But I was tested full spectrum 5 times, nothing. So that's
and
amazing.
what he's talking about is his wiener bled for days.
Yeah, yeah. I haven't shared. Have I shared that whole story?
I'm not sure if you have on a live stream, but yeah, that's what happened.
It was the
He was in the
most,
hospital because his wiener was bleeding.
but it was bleeding black. It was black blood oozing out of it nonstop, 24 hours a day for over a week.
Which is a cause for concern.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, any guy would probably wonder what was going on if that was happening to him.
And I had my suspicions that it was self-inflicted, but it was not.
So what he's saying, it had nothing to do with the fact he beat it like it owed him money.
No,
Yeah.
no. I just wasn't. I just haven't always been extremely picky of where I put it.
Mm.
Looks wise, picky, but not.
Were they been picky?
Yeah, I really didn't care.
Okay. You
I just
didn't
don't
care
like.
what.
I don't like judging people.
Right. I mean, that's honorable.
Yeah,
You don't want to judge a girl
right.
based on where she's been,
Yeah. I
what
mean, you
she's
never.
done. You,
Yeah, just because
yeah.
she takes off her clothes for a living, don't mean she's a bad person.
No, it doesn't. Or really doesn't mean that she's got a disease, but it's probably a pretty good indicator. I mean, I'm just saying.
Oh, man. You know how it is, dude. In the heat of passion, man, you just don't.
Yep.
Certain things you don't think about. But
You
I've never
don't.
caught anything. That's the
You
point.
do. You think about them, but you push them to the back of your brain.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. You go into total denial. You're like, nah.
I'm as safe as any human being on the planet. I've been
Yeah.
thoroughly tested. Yeah.
Yep. That's what happens.
Got it stuck in the jacuzzi jet. I don't know how that would work. Don't the jacuzzi jet blow out? I mean,
It does.
I guess there's got to be some port that sucks in though. Is that why they kept laughing at the dinner table when I asked her for peas? I was like, "What?" She said she wasn't getting tea. I'm lost on that one, Ian.
I don't know, but that's got to be funny.
Yeah, yeah. If Ian posted it, I'm sure it's funny, but I think we're out of the loop. You saying, Lace, how is it compared to the 15v1s? Okay.
Yep, 100%, Kyle. Her name was not Jasmine,
No,
and that burning was from her.
no. I ain't get no burning from no Jasmine.
Her real name was Martha, and the burning was totally from her because she had a freaking STD.
I didn't have an STD. We already discussed this. Had
Okay.
nothing to do with my lifestyle. It was just, in all honesty, they never did figure it out. They never did figure out what was wrong with me. Why I got such a nasty infection.
He's an anomaly.
Yeah.
He's got
It doesn't no wonder though. I mean,
the
because
only immaculate STD.
that whole third nut thing was an infection. It makes me wonder, did it just lay dormant for years and rear its easy head, or rear its ugly head years later? I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely one-liners because anything past one line is lost on us.
Yeah, because I'm trying to figure it out. Oh, wow. I'm
We
sure
are
it's
not
funny.
that
It went right
intellectual,
over my
dude.
head, buddy. Ugh.
We are, in a word, dumb,
Yeah.
and that's just what happens. So
Man, I want to feel bad all night about that now, man. That makes me really feel bad about myself.
which one? Not getting Ian's joke or not signing Ed's shit?
Not signing Ed shit.
You should.
I would never do that on purpose. I just forgot. Which is not an excuse either. You know. Ian's like the one smart guy in the actually, yeah. It really reacts exactly like like. I thought I liked to talk about steels, but dude, Lacey even gets over my head sometimes. She's taking over my spot.
And the steels make her moist.
Do they?
I mean, I'm just assuming,
Yeah.
judging by how uh, exuberant she is about them, that they do make her moist.
But San Turner, I never said that. Actually, I said that John lives in that town. And I'm telling you, I don't know what matrix they used to measure it, but I saw a video where they said that Huntsville, Alabama was the most intelligent town in the United States.
So, is the town itself intelligent, or the people in it? Because I mean, I live in this town, so I'm just assuming it's the town.
No, it's the people.
Well, they're wrong then.
I mean, it's by percentage, I'm assuming, John. I don't know.
I mean, I'm part of that, but I guess I'm part of the low percentage,
Holy shit.
the dumb ones.
I just read this message. You weren't supposed to eat 2 gummy bears. Maybe like a half a gummy bear the first time. 2 whole gummy bears is not a correct dose.
Oh, yeah. So totally, like when you got to that point where you're like, I took too much. You did, in fact, take too much.
Yeah.
That's what happened. But I mean, you're not gonna die, and everything's gonna be
And when you do go
copacetic.
to sleep, it's going to be
But
beautiful.
it's gonna be a fun ride, and then you're gonna sleep good. It might sleep longer than normal in the morning. Just plan for that.
My record is 16 hours.
You're not gonna wake up early.
I'm not bragging, but it wasn't much more, but I ate a little more than you did in one sitting and slept for 16 hours.
And probably when you do wake up, you're gonna want to go back to sleep and just roll with it. Go back to sleep. So, I mean, unless you got something going on tomorrow. But
it's a hell of a learning process.
It is.
And once you think you got it figured out, you'll get that one that just throws a wrench in everything you thought you knew. Because I still, every now and then, I'll eat half of one and not feel a damn thing. Nothing. And the next night, eat the other half of that same gummy, and it's like all the THC settled into one leg. Whew. Who offered to nuke your corn dog, Maddie?
I don't know.
I wouldn't say no either. You only live once, man.
You do. YOLO.
Yeah.
Yo motherfucking low.
Well, guys, I've had a hell of a weekend. And Dopey kept me up till 5:30 this morning.
Oh, so you're blaming you cutting it short on Dopey?
It's not short. We've been 2 hours and 42 minutes.
It's not your fault, Dopey. We love you, bro.
Lacey, that's completely normal. Just hey, I'll tell you something else that helps sometimes. Turn on the TV
and
find that 24-hour National Geographic live channel. And the only bad thing is you'll be watching the deer trying to remember what you learned about the birds from 45 seconds ago, but it's peaceful.
And put one foot on the floor.
Yeah.
Just throw a foot on the floor. That'll ground you a little bit better.
Lacey, don't advertise that. There was a grocery bag at Blade Show last year somebody provided. Oh, man. And you better be glad Vince isn't in here, Lacey. Because if Vince knows you're fucked up, there's nobody better. It's like Vince knows that psychological warfare game for when somebody's high perfectly.
Yes, Lacey, that 100% works. I'm telling you, throw a foot on the floor.
Yeah.
Plant that bastard. It'll help.
I think you'd have a different experience, Lacey, if you just bit one in half. Don't get me wrong, you're still going to have the same kind of experience, just not as extreme. Excuse me. But yeah, I am about to call it, guys. I'm very tired. I've been trying to retrain my body and my sleep habits over the past couple of months, and I've learned that if I put off sleep when I get tired, if I push through, then it may be 6 o'clock in the morning before I get sleepy again. So I've learned to, you know, take advantage of sleepy when I feel it. So I'm going to do that. And um, once again, I gave you guys my story. Feel free to get the other side of the story, um, and just know that I didn't set out to bash anybody. Maybe this is all just a bad mistake with communication and personalities that don't mash. I don't know, but I appreciate you guys listening. Not asking anybody to be hateful to anybody. Just yeah.
Just beware.
I'm not going to say debate over hate because that's the dumbest shit I ever heard. But anyway, you guys have a great night. Lacey, hang on for the ride, baby. You'll be okay. And I love y'all. John, what you got?
Um, I love you fuckers too. You're all weird as hell, and that's what makes you cool. And get on out there and eat your ass off and do something nice for somebody.
That's right. Go ahead and say it.
It's gonna take them a while.
Don't
Y'all
take
see, it's gonna spin.